It's Thursday, October 9th.
The 1-2 pitch. Got him!
Oh yeah, for the first time in nearly a decade, the Toronto Blue Jays will appear in the American League Championship Series after knocking out the New York Yankees.
Because we want to work with the government. We think there's an opportunity to show that we're very different, we're very fiscally responsible on this, and we're using this program for what it's intended.
City councilors are fighting to keep speed cameras in school zones as the province moves to ban them.
And the puck drops on the Ottawa Senators series tonight as fans hope for a great season. Your Morning Ottawa starts right now.
Good morning, come on in. I'm Rosie Edda.
Happy Thursday, everybody. I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb, and I'm so excited to say that the CTV Your Morning 20K giveaway still continues this week. Of course, make sure you tune in each and every hour for that daily code word and for your chance to win that $20,000.
That is right. Keep an eye out just a little bit later this hour for today's code word and your chance to win that $20,000. And as of what we saw this morning, maybe start investing in some sweaters and some warmer clothing because it feels like it's turned on a dime.
Oh my goodness, I know. I was really shocked that we didn't get a frost advisory, but it is definitely a cool start to your day. The good thing is the weekend is looking beautiful, above seasonal, so much sunshine on the way, so it's going to be gorgeous this weekend.
I love that glass half full. Loving that as well. Okay, we got to get to today's top stories. For the first time in nearly a decade, the Toronto Blue Jays will be advancing to the American League Championship Series after a massive victory, knocking out the New York Yankees.
The 1-2 pitch. Got him! Jeff Hoffman strikes out Cody Bellinger, and the Blue Jays have done it.
The Jays started strong and carried that momentum, knocking off the New York Yankees with a 5-2 win. The fan base can now celebrate a long-awaited Blue Jays playoff series win. The Jays' next opponent, the winner of the Detroit-Seattle series. Here in Ottawa, Jays fans are overjoyed. Okay, so this was the scene at the Senate here in the Byward Market.
New development in the photo radar debate. The city is now halting all work to install the new speed cameras as the premier moves to ban them. But councillors are not ready to let the program go just yet and are fighting to keep them in school zones. Tim Tierney introducing a motion yesterday calling on the province to let them keep the speed cameras and allow them to stay in the school zones. Here in Ottawa, local officials say that about 60 of the speed cameras are up and operational around the city. Only 10 of them would be considered outside of the school zone.
Because we want to work with the government. We think there's an opportunity to show that we're very different, we're very fiscally responsible on this, and we're using this program for what it's intended.
So we will move.
Mayor Mark Sutcliffe says that he hopes the premier changes his mind, saying evidence shows that speed cameras are effective. The Ontario legislation would require municipalities to replace the cameras with large warning signs, flashing lights, and speed bumps. The motion at City Hall will be debated at the next council meeting, which takes place on October 22nd.
In developing news from the Middle East, Israel and Hamas have both signed off on the first phase of a Gaza ceasefire. President Donald Trump announced on Truth Social a truce, saying, "I'm very proud Israel and Hamas have both signed off on the first phase of our peace plan. This means that all of the hostages will be released very soon, and Israel will withdraw their troops to an agreed-upon line." The deal calls for Hamas to release all 20 living hostages in the coming days, while the Israeli military will begin a withdrawal from the majority of Gaza. While disagreements remain, both sides are optimistic this agreement could lead to an end to the war.
Meanwhile, Global Affairs Canada is calling for the release of 6 Canadians who were detained by Israel after trying to deliver aid to Gaza.
We are the 6 Canadian citizens aboard the Conscience. If you are seeing this video, we've been attacked at sea and abducted by the Israeli forces.
The activists were on board a flotilla intercepted by Israeli forces yesterday morning, a little over 200 kilometers off the coast of Gaza. They were carrying food and medical supplies to the war-torn region. 2 of the activists are from Toronto, 1 doctor is from Montreal, and 3 others are from Newfoundland and Labrador. Ottawa police say a 32-year-old man is now facing charges in connection with an alleged hate-motivated assault. The man is being accused of approaching a woman wearing a hijab at a gas station in the 3000 block of Carling Avenue Tuesday morning. He allegedly shouted hateful slurs and assaulted her. Police say the victim and suspect were not known towards each other. No other details on the victim's injuries were provided.
A Winnipeg judge has stayed charges against former fashion mogul Peter Nygard because of missing evidence. Nygard was charged with sexual assault and unlawful confinement 2 years ago after a woman alleged she was assaulted at a warehouse in 1993. Nygard's lawyer argued the charges should be stayed because reports of his accuser's interviews with police were later destroyed. The judge agreed, saying Nygard's right to a fair trial was violated. Nygard still faces a trial on sex charges in Quebec and extradition to the U.S. on sex trafficking and racketeering charges. He was sentenced last year to 11 years for sex offenses in Toronto.
The Pembroke Regional Hospital is warning patients that a shortage of physicians could mean longer wait times at the ER ahead of Thanksgiving. According to hospital officials, the shortage would impact patients coming in today and tomorrow. If it isn't urgent, residents in the area are being encouraged to call the virtual health line instead. This is the third time in a month a notice like this has gone out.
An Ottawa cake artist is making a spooky streaming appearance.
I put indoors. It looks off.
Yeah.
How fun. Is It Cake Halloween premiered on Netflix yesterday, and it featured a familiar face. You may know him as Cakes by Boys on social media, but the artist's real name is Paul Bosley.
Bosley is also the winner of CTV's Cross Country Cake Off Season 2. The former police officer, who's been on this show, says when he retired a few years ago, he didn't anticipate this being the cherry on top of calling it a career.
Amazing.
He is so talented.
So talented, yeah.
He's made a few cakes for us, and they are just a thing of beauty.
I remember the last one. Was it a dog? I feel like.
I feel like it was a bear.
Or a bear, a dog. It was an animal.
There you
that's
go.
for
Yes.
sure.
Well, now that I'm here, he's going to have to come and make another one.
There you
Sounds
go.
pretty good.
It's incredible. It's like a work of art. Like you almost don't want to cut into it. It's so
Right.
beautiful. It's one of those types of cakes. And just from being a cake decorator, I just look at it like, how long did this take you? It's just incredible.
The opposite of how I feel when I cut into mine, because they're not aesthetic whatsoever.
They just taste good.
Hey,
Maybe, okay?
as long as it tastes good, right? We are off to a very cool start to your morning. You'll notice it chilly as soon as you head outside. We're sitting at 3 degrees, so I had the heaters on this morning. I even had a little frost on the back windshield this morning, so it is a very cool start to your day. Areas along Kingston, you actually have a frost advisory in effect. In Brockville, you're sitting at 0, -2. For us here in Ottawa, we're just sitting at 3 degrees, so cool across the region to start off your morning. In our skies right now, it is nice and clear, so we're seeing clear conditions to start things off and some sunshine into your day ahead. But temps today, a little bit below seasonal, so we've been seeing above seasonal conditions for weeks on weeks on weeks. Today, it's going to be the opposite. We'll be a little bit below the norm, a daytime high of only 12 degrees. The good news is we will get to see some sunshine, so it's definitely a day you need a jacket, a long sleeve sweater, and of course, trade in the sandals for some sneakers today. Keep your toes nice and warm. Temperatures today hovering around 12 degrees throughout most of the region, 11 in Pembroke, 10 in Bancroft, 12 for Trenton, Kingston, as well as along the Seaway for today, 12 as well in Kitigan, Zippy, 9 degrees for Mont Tremblant. So over the next couple of days, we will see conditions gradually warm up. Tomorrow, daytime high of 15, but these overnight lows still quite cool tonight into tomorrow. Tonight dropping all the way down to -1, so likely we'll see that frost advisory issued and extend for us here in Ottawa into the late part of your afternoon. 15 for tomorrow, then into your weekend forecast. Sunny, warm, above seasonal temps, almost climbing to the 20s with highs of 19. And then if we head into next week, it is looking a little bit wet to start off your work week. On your roads this morning, a live look at your time saver traffic and no issues east to west. It is smooth sailing so far this morning. Again, just cold. You might need to warm up the car a little tad this morning because it is quite cool outside. Here's your TSN must-see moment.
Hello there, Kara Wagland inside the Sports Center Newsroom with your must-see moment from Wednesday. And for it, we are taking you to the Bronx. Jays Yankees Game 4, Dalton Varsho pops one up down the left field line. Cody Bellinger has got a beat on it. And he goes all the way across, the sliding grab, an amazing catch from Bellinger. And it was landing in fair territory, too. That saved at least one run. Didn't help them in the series, as the Jays would go on to win and clinch the divisional round, but it is your must-see moment from Wednesday. And tonight on TSN, we got a little Thursday night football for you. We have the Eagles and Giants in action. Pregame for that one gets underway at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's all for now from SportsCenter. Have a great day.
Well, coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, some promising news for those living with muscular dystrophy in Canada. We'll have those details coming up a little bit later on in our show. We're going to take a peek through our Centennial Glass Skycam. It is 6:10 in the morning, and it is feeling crispy out there. Temperatures getting close to that freezing mark. No frost advisory today, but maybe expecting one overnight tonight. We have gone from summer to fall with the temperatures just like that. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Wake up and start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could be $20,000 richer. Simply watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa for the daily code word. Then enter it online at ctvottawa.ca for your chance to win. Imagine what you could do with an extra $20,000. CTV Your Morning's $20,000 giveaway. Watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa, weekday morning 6 to 9.
Welcome back. Here are the big stories we are following today on Your Morning Ottawa. The city is now halting all work to install new speed cameras as the premier moves to ban them. The Toronto Blue Jays will be advancing to the American League Championship Series after a massive victory, knocking out the New York Yankees. And Israel and Hamas have both signed off on the first phase of a Gaza ceasefire. Your full newscast in 15 minutes, but first, a check on the forecast.
And if you have stepped outside, you have noticed that it is not like it's been over the last few days. Temperatures are feeling crispy. The good news, we will see sunshine throughout the morning and continuing into the afternoon. The biggest difference we are going to see, look at that daytime high value, only 12 degrees. So a much cooler day ahead. But Melissa has promised some warmer temperatures as we get into the weekend. And taking a look at your roads at this hour, it's 6:15, so everything's still moving very smooth. If we have any delays or collisions to report to bring you on this Thursday morning, we'll be sure to swing them on by.
For those living with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, it is a promising first. The medication specifically developed to deal with the condition is now available in this country. CTV's Pauline Chan has more.
6-year-old Oliver is an active boy, and his parents hope he'll stay that way for a long time.
Skiing, biking, fishing.
It's all thanks to a new drug, Agamree or vamorolone, just approved in Canada for boys with Duchenne muscular dystrophy.
The difficulty in Duchenne muscular dystrophy revolves around a protein called dystrophin, and that protein is either missing or not working well based on a problem in the gene.
The muscles break down and inflammation leads to the formation of scar tissue.
Vamorolone helps to reduce that muscle inflammation, thereby, kind of preventing some of the scar tissue formation and that ends up accompanying the muscle damage.
Dr. Craig Campbell says because this drug was specifically developed for Duchenne patients, it reduces the typical side effects associated with traditional steroid treatments, things like fragile bones, weight gain, and short stature.
He got on during the clinical trial, and he's doing so far really good. We see no side effects, and he's got good strength for now and good stamina.
There are drugs that are available for boys with Duchenne. They're available in the United States, the United Kingdom, the European Union, but they were not available in Canada.
John Davidson, who toured Canada in support of his son Jesse as he battled Duchenne muscular dystrophy, says Defeat Duchenne Canada played a key role in funding research on vamorolone. Jesse died in 2009 at the age of 29.
I think Jesse would probably smile and say, well, It's about time.
Vamorolone is only approved for patients up to a certain weight, but Oliver's family hopes by the time he reaches that, new medications will be available. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
And you see the difference that it can make, with families that have to deal with something like that, having a medication now to help in those situations. And you see how it impacts the families and now how it can benefit them in a positive way.
Absolutely. That hope that the new medication brings just lifts the spirits of the family, and it's a great thing in medical advancement. It always gives us hope, right?
That's it. You see advancement even from 5 years ago to where we are now and how quickly it's evolving. It's just incredible what they're discovering and what they're able to, establish for so many different diseases and illnesses and you name it. So it's just incredible.
And you just want to see kids play and have fun and smile. That's all you want. You just want your child to be happy, and it's really wonderful that there's a drug that can help that child at least get closer to that and achieve that. That's a good thing.
Yeah, and it can always be frustrating too when there's so many things being solved, but it's not maybe for your specific situation. So nice to have some light on that. Well, U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick is dismissing any prospect of a comprehensive auto deal with Canada, according to 3 sources in the room when he made the comments. Lutnick made the comments during a discussion at the Eurasia Group's Canada-U.S. Summit in Toronto on Wednesday. Let's check in with Bill Carroll from the Morning Rush on News Talk 580 CFRA. And Bill, I'm going to make an assumption here to say that you are not quite pleased with these comments, but not surprised.
No, and I mentioned this on my show yesterday that I had someone who was very high placed and knew what was going on in these talks. I mentioned that they're coming after our auto sector before the story kind of widely broke. And maybe this will explain to everybody watching at home right now why I was as angry as I was yesterday about how badly it had gone. Most people, I think, agreed with me, but some said you were a little hard on him and you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Maybe we're getting close to a deal that will work for Canada. Give our Prime Minister a little slack. Like I said, that wasn't the majority of people, but there were a few who said that. And now you know that not only did we come back empty-handed from those talks, the Prime Minister came back empty-handed, it's worse than that. Again, we got a kick in the teeth. We went to the White House with the best of intentions as a country. We've lifted almost all of our counter tariffs. We've done nothing but give, elbows down. And then we go there, and what do we get? Do we get any respect for that? Do we get any thanks for that? No, it gets worse. Now they're coming after our auto sector. This is a deal starting with the Auto Pact way back in the middle of the last century that's worked incredibly well for both countries. The car makers love it. We are their #1 purchaser of cars. We already buy more American cars than anybody else in the world. We're the #1 market. And this is the disrespect that we get. And I think it's because our Prime Minister has shown weakness. Now, that's a guess. Of course, no one knows exactly what's going on in people's minds, but that's a guess. And I think, Will, that most Canadians will agree with me. There's a Nanos survey out today that I think backed that assertion up. It shows that 80% of Canadians believe that we need to continue boycotting American goods, that we need to continue boycotting American travel. Canadians want their leaders to be tough, and I don't think the Prime Minister is listening here. 85% of Canadians over 65 who do the most travel into the United States are even more supportive of it, and even in the working age group, 35 to 54, even that group is 75% in favor of a tough approach. So we need to get back to that, as Doug Ford has never really left that position. We need more of that kind of leadership.
Yeah, showing some of that strength. And you saw in the meeting between the two where they said, that auto sector, as Donald Trump likes to say, they're forcing right now and they're battling one to the next. So hopefully we can find some relief there. Appreciate your time this morning, Bill.
Yeah, I did see a Globe and Mail headline that says that the Captain Canada routine from Doug Ford has to end. Don't you have a province to run? You can't run this province and ignore the auto sector. It's too important still to Ontario. That is running the province.
It certainly is, and hopefully we can have some positivity in the days moving forward. Have a great show, Bill.
You too.
You can listen to The Morning Rush with Bill Carroll on News Talk 580 CFRA weekdays from 6 till 10 in the morning. And coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, show us your turkey. We want to know how much you paid for your bird this Thanksgiving. Send us your photos or tell us what you spent, because there's discrepancies on how much people are spending, what you should spend, and what's out there. Taking a look at our Skycam on George Street. It is crispy out there. Stay warm. It is 6:22 on your Thursday morning. back, everybody. Today on Your Morning Ottawa, we are asking you to show us your turkeys. And no, that's not an interesting, weird question. We literally want to know about your turkeys.
Oh, you mean that literally?
Yeah.
Okay.
How much are you spending on your Thanksgiving turkey this year? Because we're seeing different numbers across the board. Send us a photo or let us know just how much you're paying. Let us know your thoughts. You can email us at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. And we have the reason that we're sparking this whole conversation is because we had a colleague of ours that said the price of his turkey, and it was $12, I believe he said. He said $12, and there's the proof.
Yeah.
Right there of his turkey, and then all of us looked at it and we went, there's no way. And like, there you go, $12.23.
Was it priced wrong and he just got a steal of a deal, right? Did they accidentally put the wrong price on it? Because that's a deal. Like the turkeys that I've been seeing have been like around $50, $60 for the turkey. For I think it feeds about 8 people is what I was registering. I don't know how many pounds it was, but the ones I was looking at were like $50, $60. So I don't know how he even went for 12.
That one looks like it feeds about 8 people. I mean, it looks like a decent size, and it's $12. I still can't wrap my head around it. It's been, I haven't eaten turkey or meat in many, many, many moons, so I have no idea. I need y'all to educate me. Let me know. How much are you paying for turkeys? What is it? Does it go by the pound? Is it $12 a pound, or is it $12 for the whole turkey? I have no idea.
Well, I like that you mentioned the whole turkey, because then this conversation turned into what is a utility turkey, where then you can purchase one for a reduced price, but might be missing a wing, could be missing a breast. And then we go like, where is it? Like, what happened to that part of the turkey?
Anyways, it'll be an interesting conversation, but I haven't bought the turkey yet for this weekend, so I'm waiting to get some deals from some people. So I'm hoping someone will be like, you know what, I got a steal of a deal at this store for this cost. So if you got a good turkey deal, let us know.
Here, Melissa needs to know, and will too. Okay, we're going to be hearing from you later in the show. We're asking, how much money did you spend on your Thanksgiving turkey this year? Send us your comments at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca.
Coming up next, COVID cases are on the rise in Canada. We'll tell you more with CTV's Scott Hurst in just a few minutes. Good morning, Ottawa. It is 6:27.
Good morning. Happy Thursday. I'm Rosie Edden.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb. And you'll notice a big shift in temperatures when you head outside this morning. It is quite cool outside.
It's like now is the time. You got to bring out the coats now. You can't ignore it. At night, it's getting that
Even
cool.
the sandals, like I usually wear like flip-flops or like a Birkenstock on the way into work. Today, I was like, no, I need closed-toed shoes. It's that cold out.
Our camera operator, Adam, gave me heck this morning because I came in with shorts. Like I'm still holding on as long as I can. It was definitely not a good idea.
Yeah. All right. We're going to get to your forecast a little bit later, but right now to your top stories. For the first time in nearly a decade, the Toronto Blue Jays will be advancing to the American League Championship Series after a massive victory, knocking out the New York Yankees.
The 1-2 pitch. Got him! Jeff Hoffman strikes out Cody Bellinger, and the Blue Jays have done it.
The Jays started strong and carried that momentum, knocking off the New York Yankees with a 5-2 win. The fan base can now celebrate a long-awaited Blue Jays playoff series win. The Jays' next opponent, the winner of the Detroit-Seattle series. Here in Ottawa, Jays fans are overjoyed. There you go, some happy people. That was the scene at the Senate right here in the Byward Market.
New development in the photo radar debate. The city is now halting all work to install new speed cameras as the premier moves to ban them altogether. But councillors are not ready to let the program go and are fighting to keep them in school zones. Tim Tierney introducing a motion yesterday calling on the province to let them keep speed cameras in the school zones. Here in Ottawa, local officials say of the 60 speed cameras that are operational around the city, only 10 of them would be considered outside of the school zone.
Is we want to work with the government. We think there's an opportunity to show that we're very different, we're very fiscally responsible on this, and we're using this program for what it's intended.
So we will move
Mayor Mark Sutcliffe says he hopes the Premier changes his mind, saying evidence shows that speed cameras are effective. The Ontario legislation would require municipalities to replace the cameras with large warning signs, flashing lights, and speed bumps. The motion at City Hall will be debated at the next council meeting, which takes place on October 22nd.
In developing news from the Middle East, Israel and Hamas have both signed off on the first phase of a Gaza ceasefire. President Donald Trump announced the truce on Truth Social, saying, "I'm very proud Israel and Hamas have both signed off on the first phase of our peace plan. This means that all of the hostages will be released very soon, and Israel will withdraw their troops to an agreed-upon line." The deal calls for Hamas to release all 20 living hostages in the coming days, while the Israeli military will begin a withdrawal from the majority of Gaza. While disagreements remain, both sides are optimistic this agreement could lead to an end to the war.
Meanwhile, Global Affairs Canada is calling for the release of 6 Canadians who were detained by Israel after trying to deliver aid to Gaza.
We are the 6 Canadian citizens aboard the Conscience. If you are seeing this video, we've been attacked at sea and abducted by the Israeli forces.
The activists were on board a flotilla intercepted by Israeli forces yesterday morning, just a little over 200 kilometers off the coast of Gaza. They were carrying food and medical supplies to the war-torn region. 2 of the activists are from Toronto, 1 a doctor from Montreal, and 3 others are from Newfoundland and Labrador. Ottawa police say a 32-year-old man is now facing charges in connection with an alleged hate-motivated assault. The man is being accused of approaching a woman wearing a hijab at a gas station in the 3000 block of Carling Avenue Tuesday morning. He allegedly shouted hateful slurs and assaulted her. Police say the victim and suspect were not known to each other. No other details on the victim's injuries were provided.
A Winnipeg judge says he's stayed charges against former fashion mogul Peter Nygard because of missing evidence. Nygard was charged with sexual assault and unlawful confinement 2 years ago after a woman alleged she was assaulted at a warehouse in 1993. Nygard's lawyer argued the charges should be stayed because reports of his accuser's interviews with police were later destroyed. The judge agreed, saying Nygard's right to a fair trial was violated. Nygard still faces a trial on sex charges in Quebec and extradition to the U.S. on sex trafficking and racketeering charges. He was sentenced last year to 11 years for sex offenses in Toronto.
The Pembroke Regional Hospital is warning patients that a shortage of physicians could mean longer wait times at the ER ahead of Thanksgiving. According to the hospital official, the shortage would impact patients coming in today and tomorrow. If it isn't urgent, residents in the area are being encouraged to call the virtual healthline instead. This is the 3rd time in a month a notice like this has gone out.
And your morning just got a whole lot richer because we are giving away that $20K, and it is time for your daily code word.
Oh, imagine what you can do with an extra 20 grand. A dream vacation, home renovations, paying off bills. The possibilities are endless.
It is yours to do with as you please, but to win, you need the code word. And today's code word is relax. Head to the contest page on ctvottawa.ca, or you can scan that QR code on the right side of your screen. Enter code word relax along with your info for your chance to win CTV Your Morning Ottawa's $20,000 giveaway. Make sure to tune in tomorrow because we will have a brand new code word for you. Good luck to everybody.
What a great word heading into the long weekend as well. Hopefully people will get a little time to relax this long weekend.
Yeah, if you're not cooking that turkey dinner, right?
Yeah.
Because if you are,
we all
there's the
relax
pressure.
after we eat the turkey, that's for sure.
There you
because
go.
of the tryptophan, the natural sleepiness inside the turkey.
It's a real thing. You know what? Actually, it's funny that you guys mentioned this when we were talking about the prices of the turkeys in our comments today. I noticed that none of my family members have talked about Thanksgiving. So, mom, dad, sister, brother, if you're watching, are we doing something this weekend?
Well, if not, we'll invite you to our place.
Oh,
There's
thank you.
Lots of children to and be entertained.
That's right. Uncle Will can help out.
I feel like you'd be great entertainment. You have their level of energy, that's for sure. Exactly. Clear and cool to start off your morning, sunny and cool later on this afternoon. And then into the weekend, beautiful sunshine and very warm conditions. So we're going to see above seasonal temps into the weekend. This morning we've dropped a little bit, so we're now sitting at 2 degrees. It is very cool. You definitely need closed-toed shoes. You need pants on today and a sweater. A cool start to your morning across the region. Still 0 in Kingston, -2 now in Brockville. So there's actually a frost advisory in those areas to start off your day. 3 degrees currently in Montreal. So nice and clear. At least we're going to see sunshine. It's not up quite yet, but once it appears, it will be nice and sunny into your morning drive. Not so bad. It will be clear commute in. On your drive home today, it will be sunny. So nothing to impede your roads this morning or later on this evening on your drive home. Temperatures today a little bit below the norm, so slightly below seasonal. A daytime high of only 12 degrees. Normal for this time of the year is around 14, so we'll be just a little bit below that, but we haven't seen cooler conditions like this in quite some time. As you see, temperatures really in those low double digits, only single digits for Tremblant today as your daytime high is sitting at 9 degrees. Over the next couple of days, though, temps will gradually warm up and then be quite warm into the weekend. 15 for tomorrow, but those overnight lows, that's the big story. -1 tonight, 1 tomorrow. So likely we'll see a frost advisory being issued later on today for our overnight low, which is dropping below that freezing mark. As we head into the weekend, gorgeous sunshine on the way for Saturday, Sunday, highs of 19, so almost climbing back into the 20s. Then next week, temperatures will stay warm, but it is looking a little bit wet.
Weather brought to you by Manotick Place Retirement Community, a community you can call home.
Here's a live look at your roads this morning, and so far so good. We're not seeing any major disruptions on your drive-in. Traffic is actually running pretty well. No major issues east to west, and we are collision-free, which is great news.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers, 1-800-JUSTICE.
Well, coming up just after the break on Your Morning Ottawa, COVID-19 cases are going up nationwide. We hear from our CTV national news reporter, Scott Hurst, just after the break. We're going to take a peek outside, and still a little dark out there at 6:40 on your Thursday morning. Temperatures are warming up a little bit, double digits, but we won't reach that typical daytime high value. So bundle up this morning. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Here are the big stories that we're following today on Your Morning Ottawa. The city is now halting all work to install new speed cameras as the premier moves to ban them altogether. The Toronto Blue Jays will be advancing to the American League Championship Series after a massive victory, knocking out the New York Yankees. And Israel and Gaza have both signed off on the first phase of a Gaza ceasefire. Melissa, what do you got for us this morning?
Well, it's a cool start to your morning. Temps right now sitting at only 2 degrees, so make sure you're dressed warmly before heading outside because it is cool out there. It will warm up today, but a little bit below seasonal temperatures. A high of only 12 degrees, lots of sunshine, then cold overnight, dropping to -1. Likely we'll see that frost advisory issued later on this afternoon. Warming up as we head into tomorrow and into the weekend. Beautiful sunshine into the weekend with highs of 19. On your roads this morning, here's a live look at your time saver traffic. It's still easy, smooth sailing east to west. We aren't seeing any major issues, and the good news is collision-free still this hour.
The federal government has released new data showing an uptick in positive tests and outbreaks linked to COVID-19. CTV News correspondent Scott Hurst joins us with more on this concerning story. Good morning to you, Scott.
Good morning, Rosie.
Okay, so what do the numbers tell us about where support for free vaccines is strongest in the country?
Well, as we mentioned, Rosie, positive tests and outbreaks linked to COVID-19 in Canada are increasing. That's according to the latest federal data. Also with the growing number of hospitalizations across the country. So let's first break down the numbers a little bit further and talk about what they mean province to province and across the country. The latest report found that just over 11% of COVID tests came back positive. That totaled about 2,800 detections, the majority in the 65-plus age group. Now, you talk about the support for vaccines. COVID shots are no longer free for all in certain provinces, and a majority of Canadians do not appear to support that. Federal funding for COVID-19 vaccines stopped earlier this year. Now, the provinces and territories are responsible for buying them. If you're a part of a group deemed high risk, it is still free. However, in Alberta and Quebec, it could cost you anywhere between $100 to $180. And according to new polling from Nanos Research for CTV News, almost 60% of Canadians would rather see the vaccines free for all. Just shy of 30% are on board with keeping it free for high-risk groups, and about 11%, Rosie, believe everyone should have to pay for the vaccines.
Alberta and Quebec are now charging for access to COVID vaccines, even for those considered high risk. Is that what you're saying? And what has the reaction to that change been so far?
Right now, those considered high risk will still be able to receive the free vaccines. And basically, the bottom line here is if you're unsure or wondering about the COVID-19, the best recommendation is to consult your doctor or other healthcare provider, and they can provide better clarity and insight, as medical health professionals believe the vaccine has shown to be effective in preventing severe disease. Now, according to this polling, as I mentioned, majority of Canadians would like to continue to see it free for all, but there is a significant portion of that population from this polling from Nanos Research for CTV News that does feel the way it has changed in these certain provinces in Alberta and Quebec, that it should be free for the high-risk populations, but are on board with everyone else having to pay for it. And according to that research from Nanos, Rosie, just shy of 30% are on board with that part of the plan.
Okay, CTV News' Scott Hurst. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
All right, we've returned to the question today on Your Morning Ottawa. We asked you to show us your turkeys or tell us how much you spent on your Thanksgiving turkeys. You can show them. You can just let us know. We got a couple of comments, though, going on.
Pamela says we paid $43.99 for a 9.8 kilogram President's Choice turkey from Loblaws. Great price. So 10 kilograms, that's like a big old turkey. That's massive.
Turkey.
Wow.
That'll feed a good amount of the family. But our supervisor, Derek's still with the winning number at 12.23. Let's see if Sherry can beat it. Sherry says we usually pay about $9 to $15 for a turkey breast, and if my grocery store has them on sale after the holidays, I'll grab a few more breasts as they go down as low as $5. Whoa. Okay, so I think we're talking maybe individual pieces here as opposed to an entire turkey or entire chicken, but still, great prices there.
Okay, so Steve says, here is the bird I bought for the family at Loblaws. Can anybody see that price? My eyes are not that great. $38.91.
There you go.
$38.91. That is actually a good deal as well, because that looks like a great old turkey, big bird as well.
Okay, so if it's a young turkey, because it says young turkey, does that mean it's more tender? Juicy?
I know that it seems to be butter infused.
You know, I usually take my mom with me, and I'm like, you pick out the turkey, because if I pick out the wrong one, then it was my fault. The turkey's not good.
Yes,
So
blame mom.
Bring mom. She picks it out, and it's usually good.
All right.
Yeah.
Dina says, I was lucky and my neighbor texted me saying Independent had their turkeys for $1.98 a pound, so I paid $18 for a small butterball turkey. Amazing deal. Isn't that wonderful when you have neighbors like that who go, Psst, hey, there's a deal over here. Go get it.
Yeah.
And she did. Good for you,
That's
Sherry.
incredible. That's a great price for a turkey as well.
Good to be friends with your neighbors. Lucy says, I bought mine about 2 weeks ago at Food Basics. Food Basics had the best price here in Rockland compared to the other grocery stores. Just over $18.
Wow.
So,
okay.
You know what? There's some good competition, but Derek's still with the winner at $12.23.
I feel like the secret I'm hearing is I missed the sweet spot. I feel like you had to be early on the purchase, or you have to purchase it after Thanksgiving, which won't really do me any good.
They're hyped up right now for sure.
Now it's like the prime. They're, feeding off people like me who wait till the last minute to get their turkey, hoping it will go down, and I needed to be an early bird.
I love that. Thank you so much for responding, showing us all those pictures too. Okay, we're going to be hearing from you later in the show. We are asking, how much did you spend on your Thanksgiving turkey this year? Send us more of your comments at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca.
Well, coming up next, we are learning more about who will star in the upcoming Beatles biopics. Who will play the famous wives of the Fab Four? We'll tell you that coming up in your Morning Fix just ahead after the break. Here's a live look from our Skycam on George Street. Starting to see a little bit of brightness out there. It is going to be a cooler afternoon, but there is plenty of sunshine to look forward to, and then the temperatures warm up just in time as many of us gather ahead of Thanksgiving. Stay with us. It is 6:50 on your Thursday.
And it is time for your Morning Fix, and Rolling Stone has put out a list of the top 250 songs of the 21st century so far, and Missy Elliott is the pick for number 1. Oh yeah, the music magazine named Missy Get Your Freak On as the best song of the century so far. Rounding out the top 5, the Yeah Yeah Yeahs with Maps, and number 2. Number 3 goes to Beyonce and Jay-Z with Crazy in Love. Number 4, Seven Nation Army, The White Stripes by The White Stripes. And number 5, of course, we all know too well Taylor Swift was going to be on there.
Crazy right now.
Some good songs though, right? You kind of forget about them as well.
Bangers, as the kids call them.
Yeah, that's right. They slap.
They slap. They slap indeed.
And now we are learning more about who will play the famous wives of the Beatles in the upcoming 4-part biopic of the band. Academy Award-nominated actress Saoirse Ronan will be playing Paul McCartney's wife, Linda. White Lotus star Amy Lou Wood will play George Harrison's partner, Pattie Boyd. Anna Sawai will play Yoko Ono, and Mia McKenna Bruce will play Ringo's wife, Maureen. They, of course, will be joining previously announced cast of Paul Mescal, Harrison Dickinson, Joseph Quinn, and Barry Keoghan as the Fab Four. There will be 4 films made in total, 1 focusing on a different member of the band.
Oh, that's a cool
Right?
concept. I
Yeah.
like that. And especially if you're a massive fan of the Beatles, having it stretched out like that, like focusing on each band member, you're going to be super excited for this.
Absolutely.
You know what? I mean, from the perspective of the wives,
Yeah.
never thought of that. I'm intrigued. I want to know what they were thinking, what was going through their minds, and how they handled all that fame.
And no cell phones back in the day to get a hold of them.
Uh-oh.
That's where my mind goes. Taylor Swift says she's taking on the mixed reviews about her new album in stride.
The rule of show business is if it's the first week of my album release and you are saying either my name or my album title, you're helping.
Good attitude. The super songwriter and singer shared those thoughts with Apple Music saying low. There's certainly been a lot of positive reaction from fans to Life of a Showgirl as well. Swift's 12th album has smashed streaming records, and its release party movie event was #1 at the weekend box office. So, you know, there's always going to be mixed reviews. There's always people who love it and people who don't love it, as she says. But like she says, any news is good news. If you're talking about it, that's good news for me.
Yeah, exactly. Her fans love it, and I think something tells me that's where all of her interest lies, right? How do the fans love it? How are they receiving it? We know the critics, like you said, will be, you know, usually a little bit here and there. But if the fans love it, she's probably
I'm not going to lie. I've been singing it for the last few days. You probably have heard me being like, Opalite and Ophelia, and like the words are catchy.
You love it.
The lyrics are catchy. The beats are catchy. You listen to it, you are hooked.
There you go.
listen to it over, you know
There
the
you go.
words, and I can't stop singing it. It puts me in a good mood.
Well, even like me, like someone that's, I'm not like a massive Taylor Swift fan, but I'm not a fan. And when you hear the album and the mixed review, it's like, okay, well, I'll go check it out. So, and that's what it is, because there's an extra stream and there's an extra, so it all works.
Yeah.
All right, here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam, and it's going to be a gorgeous day. Look at that. Hello, the sun's coming up, daylight's happening. You're watching CTV, Your Morning Ottawa. It's Thursday, October 9th.
The 1-2 pitch. Got him! Jeff Hoffman strikes out Cody Bellinger, and the Blue Jays have done it.
The Jays are on their way to the ALCS for the first time in nearly a decade after knocking out the Yankees last night.
And the puck drops on the Ottawa Senator season tonight as fans hope for another playoff push.
And what you can expect to pay for your Thanksgiving dinner this year, we'll tell you what Food Professor is saying in just a few minutes. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Good morning. Happy Thursday. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Will Aiello.
I'm Melissa Lamb, and there's lots of turkey talk today. Of course, we've been asking you to send your turkeys to us and how much you paid for a turkey. We're going to break down the price of your Thanksgiving meal coming up.
Okay, that's good. Some good information. We're also going to talk a little bit about the weather a little bit later as well. But right now, we're going to get to your top stories. For the first time in nearly a decade, the Toronto Blue Jays will be advancing to the American League Championship Series after a massive victory knocking out the New York Yankees.
The 1-2 pitch. Got him! Jeff Hoffman strikes out Cody Bellinger, and the Blue Jays have done it.
The Jays started strong and carried that momentum, knocking off the New York Yankees with a 5-2 win. The fan base can now celebrate a long-awaited Blue Jays playoff series win. The Jays' next opponent, the winner of the Detroit-Seattle series. And here in Ottawa, Jays fans are overjoyed. There you go. That was the scene at the Senate right here in the Byward Market.
New development in the photo radar debate. The city is now halting all work to install new speed cameras as the premier moves to ban them altogether. But councillors are not ready to let the program go and are fighting to keep them in school zones. Tim Tierney introducing a motion yesterday calling on the province to let them keep speed cameras in school zones here in Ottawa. Local officials say of the 60 speed cameras that are operational around the city, only 10 of them would be considered outside of the school zone.
Is we want to work with the government. We think there's an opportunity to show that we're very different, we're very fiscally responsible on this, and we're using this program for what it's intended.
So we will move.
Mayor Mark Sutcliffe says he hopes the premier changes his mind, saying evidence shows that speed cameras are effective. The Ontario legislation would require municipalities to replace the cameras with large warning signs, flashing lights, and speed bumps. The motion at City Hall will be debated at the next council meeting, which takes place on October 22nd.
In developing news from the Middle East, Israel and Hamas have both signed off on the first phase of a Gaza ceasefire. President Donald Trump announced on the truce on Truth Social, saying, "I'm very proud Israel and Hamas have both signed off on the first phase of our peace plan. This means that all of the hostages will be released very soon, and Israel will withdraw their troops to an agreed-upon line." The deal calls for Hamas to release all 20 living hostages in the coming days, while the Israeli military will begin a withdrawal from the majority of Gaza. While disagreements remain, both sides are optimistic this agreement could lead to an end to the war.
Meanwhile, Global Affairs Canada is calling for the release of 6 Canadians who were detained by Israel after trying to deliver aid to Gaza.
We are the 6 Canadian citizens aboard the Conscience. If you are seeing this video, we've been attacked at sea and abducted by the Israeli forces.
The activists were on board a flotilla intercepted by Israeli forces yesterday morning, a little over 200 kilometers off the coast of Gaza. They were carrying food and medical supplies to the war-torn region. 2 of the activists are from Toronto, 1 a doctor from Montreal, and 3 others are from Newfoundland and Labrador. The Pembroke Regional Hospital is warning patients that a shortage of physicians could mean longer wait times at the ER ahead of Thanksgiving. According to hospital officials, the shortage would impact patients coming in either today or tomorrow. If it isn't urgent, residents in the area are being encouraged to call the virtual health line instead of going in. This is the 3rd time in a month that a notice like this has gone out.
Communities from across San Francisco have come out to sit at the longest table.
The energy is vibrant, and I'm super emotional that this many people showed up.
There were representatives from each of the city's 50 neighborhoods, and they were all seated together for the event.
So fun. The longest table is meant to bring people together to share their home cooking, as well as celebrating their community's diversity and traditions.
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about just our neighbors giving us a heads up on the good price of a turkey. They're taking it to a whole nother level there.
That is so wonderful. Sharing some food and conversation, a very nice thing indeed.
Absolutely.
And speaking of nice, oh my goodness, Melissa.
Yes, look at our beautiful weather picture of the day. This was sent to us from Kathy and Rosie. I know this is one of your favorite spots.
Yes.
Pink Lake over in Gatineau Park. Thank you, Kathy.
You were there yesterday, weren't you?
I was there just over the weekend.
Over the weekend,
just
got it.
Beautiful. Oh yeah, gorgeous.
Weather Picture brought to you by Box Me Up. Moving, staging, renovating. Just box me up.
And we want to hear from you. Send us your weather pictures and you can see it right here on the show. All you have to do, send us an email, weathershots@ctv.ca. Again, that email address is weathershots@ctv.ca. And not a bad looking start to your day in our skies, but it is much cooler this morning than we have seen. Your daytime high today only 12 degrees, so a little bit below average, which is 14.3. No record-breaking temperatures. We're not going to reach anywhere near 28 degrees later on this afternoon. It will be actually a little bit below seasonal today. Still sitting at 2 degrees cooler in Kingston, 0, -3 in Brockville, so there is a frost advisory out in that area to start off your day. 3 degrees currently in Montreal, but nice and clear out there. So we are seeing clear conditions to start things off. That means lots of sunshine this morning. We'll continue to see that sunshine into your afternoon and then later on today as well. But temperatures not warming up to above seasonal. We're just going to be a little bit below that. 12 degrees for us here in the city, over in Cornwall as well, Kemptville, Brockville, and down along Trenton and Kingston. Slightly cooler in the valley, sitting at 11 for your daytime high in Pembroke, Petawawa, 12 in Kitigan, Zibi. So for school day, if you're heading out for the bus this morning, of course, you'll want a long sleeve jacket. You'll also want some pants on. Temperatures hovering around 2 degrees, 4 degrees, depending on where you are living. Sunny conditions to start things off, but yes, a much cooler start to your morning. So make sure you're dressed warmly before heading outdoors. Into the afternoon, not quite t-shirt weather either today, as we'll reach a high of only 12 degrees, but at least it'll be nice and sunny for afternoon recess. -1 is the low tonight. Likely we'll see that frost advisory issued later on this afternoon for our overnight lows tonight into tomorrow. Mix of sun and cloud for Friday, warming up a little bit to a high of 15. The weekend is gorgeous. 19 degrees for Saturday, Sunday, lots of sunshine, and next week is looking a little bit wet, but nice and warm.
7-day weather forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating 80 years in family business.
On your roads this morning, traffic is still looking decent. Starting to see some slowdowns right now. If you are heading eastbound on the 417, it's a little bit heavy from Richmond and through Pinecrest. Other than that, no major issues to report. No collisions. We just have a disabled vehicle 417 at Eagleson, the center lane, and it is causing some delays this morning as well. Will.
Well, the wait is officially over for all of our Sens fans. We got TSN 1200 Steve Lloyd joining us today because finally the season kicks off tonight for our hometown team. And I think a lot of people are really excited, especially given the way that we entered and finished last year. You know, finally breaking that streak, entering the playoffs. How are we feeling about the team this year so far?
Optimistic, and there's not as much fear with the fan base of worrying, are we ever going to make the playoffs again, right? Having that team punch through, and it's the young guys that grew, and I think a lot of the fans are hoping for more growth. And it was kind of a weird preseason because they were only here once. They played their very first preseason game, then they went to Quebec City, and then everything else, St. Louis, are on the road, and they're starting on the road. They're not home until their home opener on Thanksgiving Monday, but it all gets underway tonight in Tampa.
Yeah, I think it's so awesome. And, you know, you could really feel the city become electric during that time. And I was actually away. I think I was one of only maybe 20 fans at the game 1 against Toronto in Toronto because I was in Kitchener. So it feels really good to be back here with the energy. But even from a distance, you could tell that the entire city and community was just feeling so good about the team's progress from last year. And again, that experience, I feel like for the young guys will carry into this year.
Well, and also the next generation of fans. It had been so long since this team's had success. Like I'm old enough to remember the energy in that rink when they did have playoff success. And the way the city comes alive in the playoffs, when the Sens are relevant, the Sens are playing well, it brings the whole community. It transcends hockey. And we kind of forgot what that felt like. And it was so exciting, even though it was brief, only one round, but it was a lot of fans are hoping for more of the same this year.
Yeah, and what do you think that the Senators need to do to start off the season? Because, you know, you come off those high positive vibes from the season and you come into this year. Do you think they need to come off to a hot start? Do you think there's a calmness with it? What would you like to see from the team?
I would like to see them, well, there's a lot of talk, the buzz phrase now is 5-on-5 scoring because there was so much growth last year, and a big part of that growth was keeping the puck out of their net, playing a better defensive system. So my thing is, don't lose that. but you have to score a little bit more and show some growth in that area. But it's a balance, right? You don't want to start cheating for offense because home base is how well they play defensively, and that started last year. That has to continue.
Yeah, and I feel like one of the most underrated players, Sanderson, is so good at what he does in so many different ways. Are there other players that we should keep our eye on this year? Are they looking really good coming from training camp, or maybe some underrated players that we go, all right, our team's looking good?
Well, I'm say it all the time on the radio. I'm a self-professed Sanderson honk. I think Jake Sanderson's the team's best player, period. Like, Stutz is a great player. Brady's a great player. They've got a lot of good young guys. Sanderson's probably going to be on the U.S. Olympic team. I expect him to have a fantastic season and take another step. But it's all about the internal growth. Like I mentioned, that Brady's still a young guy. Stutz is still a young guy. Sanderson's really young. Shane Pinto, we'll see if he gets a contract extension, see if he takes. But there's two guys that were added just before the trade deadline, Zetterlund and Dylan Cousins. Full training camp, you're not hitting midstream, get assimilated with your group. I want to see what they look like in the top 6 to start the season.
And I think Zetterlund has so much potential, and you could see it towards the end of last year. He wasn't getting the goals, but you could see the speed, you could see the camaraderie between the players, especially his line mates. They were kind of shuffling him around a little bit. You think that'll be a big component part of where they put guys to start the season and feel them out for the chemistry?
Well, it's interesting right now because Drake Batherson's injured. He's not going to play tonight. He might play coming up on Florida on Saturday. It might be very brief, but Zetterlund's going to play in the top line tonight with Tkachuk and Stützle. So they're giving him every opportunity to succeed, putting him with their 2 best forwards, see what he does.
Oh, amazing. Well, there's so much excitement around that. Steve Lloyd from TSN 1200. Really appreciate your time this morning.
All right, thank you.
All right, Melissa, over to you.
As we gather around the table this year, many are wondering just how much that iconic Thanksgiving dinner is costing. Will it be more or less than last year? And are people looking for substitutes? Joining us to tell us more about the latest findings is Sylvain Charlebois, Director of the Agri-Food Analytics Lab at Dalhousie University. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Okay, first off, tell us what your research has shown for the average cost of Thanksgiving dinner for us here in Canada.
I got some good news for you.
Oh, good.
Well, yeah, absolutely. So if you look at last year's prices versus this year, you should pretty much pay the same. If you look at main staples like turkey, gravy, cranberries, bread rolls, carrots, potatoes, all of these things, if you look at last year versus this year, you're pretty much buying the same thing. Now, as you get closer to Thanksgiving weekend, of course, specials are going to be more difficult to find. So you better plan. The market will reward planners and discipline, just so you know.
Okay, so you're saying I should have got my turkey a couple weeks ago as opposed to waiting to the last minute this weekend.
Well, actually, in Ottawa, turkey 3 weeks ago was at 99 cents a pound.
Wow.
99 cents a pound. Yeah, absolutely. So that's when we saw really the turkey industry wanted to engage with the consumer really early this year. Now, this week, it's going to be tough to get anything below 150 a pound, I can tell you. Frozen. Fresh is obviously going to be more expensive.
Okay, so now that turkey may cost us a little more as we head into the long weekend, are people switching and buying other meats instead?
Absolutely. So what we're seeing right now are a lot of families looking for say ham, or even sometimes people are saying, well, what the heck, maybe we should go with a more expensive piece of meat like lamb, for example. So there's a lot of variety now at Thanksgiving. And so people are moving away from the bird, from turkey, and buying either something cheaper or more expensive. The other thing that we're noticing are potlucks. Because everyone knows that food is more expensive. People who are invited really are forthcoming. They actually want to bring a dish or two to help the host bear the cost of inviting a lot of people over. So potlucks are really in, whether it's for holidays or even for Thanksgiving.
So we're seeing a real shift in the traditional, everybody sits around the dinner table and has a nice turkey menu. We're seeing different birds, and we're seeing even potlucks.
Absolutely. So this is really the new thing. And frankly, food prices are something that everyone knows about now. So discussions are a little bit different. But when it comes to Thanksgiving, I mean, the one thing that is staying very common is to buy Canadian food, of course. Thanksgiving is all about celebrating our harvest, and people are absolutely looking for Canadian staples, Canadian food products as much as possible.
Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us today, Sylvain.
My pleasure. Bye-bye.
Have a great weekend. And coming up next, who wants to go to Jamaica? We'll have your chance to win a dream vacation coming up. So stay tuned for that. You don't want to miss it. Dreaming already. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam here this morning from the beach back to Ottawa. A little bit of a different look, so you may want to stay tuned so you can win that vacation. Good morning, Ottawa. It is 7:16.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could win $20,000. For your chance to win, watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa, weekday mornings 6 to 9.
Welcome back. Happy Thursday, everybody. Here are the big stories that we are following today on Your Morning Ottawa. The city is now halting all work to install new speed cameras as a premier moves to ban them altogether. The Toronto Blue Jays will be advancing to the American League Championship Series after a massive victory, knocking out the New York Yankees. And Israel and Hamas have both signed off on the first phase of a Gaza ceasefire. Melissa, a little chilly out there right now.
Definitely a cool start to your morning. Temperatures hovering around 2 degrees to kick off your morning, but it is nice and sunny outside. So clear but cool into our afternoon. A high of only 12 degrees, so a little bit below the norm, but at least we'll get to see some sunshine tonight, dropping all the way down to -1 into the overnight. So likely we'll see a frost advisory issued later on this afternoon. So definitely some cooler conditions for today. But the good news is the weekend is warming up and we will reach highs of 19 degrees both Saturday and Sunday. So it'll be nice and sunny and warm as we head into the weekend. We just have to deal with the cool overnight lows tonight and over the next few nights as well. On your roads this morning, here's a live look at your time saver traffic, and still no major issues east to west. It is a little bit heavy, though, if you are heading eastbound on the 417. You could see those slowdowns from Richmond right through past Woodruff today. We're also dealing with slowdowns just past the split into downtown if you are heading westbound on the 417. So still some heavier volume this morning, but overall we are collision free, which is great news. So just give yourself some extra time, and you may even need the heat on this morning because it is quite cool as temperatures do hover around 2 degrees to start off your day.
The morning pickup with Ashley and Gord from Ottawa's Pure Country 94. They're broadcasting live all this week from Sandals South Coast Resort in Jamaica. And guess what? We check in with them right now again this morning. Oh, look at you guys. Good morning.
Hey, Rosie. Good morning, Rosie. How are you?
Oh, the better question here is how are you two basking in all that sun and sunshine and warmth? How's it going? What are you up to today?
So today we are hanging out poolside.
Yeah.
We've actually had a chance to go on a few excursions, though, which has been really awesome. We encourage that when you come here to Sandals South Coast in Jamaica, really take advantage of those excursions because it allows you to see parts of Jamaica that you might not get to see. And the South Coast is such a beautiful place.
Beautiful, beautiful. You don't realize how mountainous that Jamaica is until you get here and you get on the water. Yesterday, we were fortunate enough to go on a catamaran cruise, which was very, very cool.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. You'll see we all went as a big group, and it was amazing because we got to see parts of the South Coast that had we stayed on the resort, we wouldn't get a chance to see. We got to do some snorkeling while we were out there, so a chance to jump in the water. And of course, they always bring the party. So they had a DJ on board, and I danced a lot. And then I also got a chance to do a very cool safari. You're looking at that right now. Got to, getting up close and personal with a lot of animals out there.
And then, I went to the YS Falls. It's 7 waterfalls all cascading into like these natural pools that you can swim in. If you're adventurous, you can do like a Tarzan swing into there. Or check that out. How cool is that? I didn't do that. I had to get B-roll for this. But you can zip line when you're at the YS Falls as well.
Yeah, Island Routes is set up right here at Sandals South Coast. So it makes it really convenient for you to go and see all of the different ways that you can explore this part of Jamaica. But like Gord said, there's a chance to see the YS Falls, to go on a safari, there's zip lining, there's ATVing, no shortage of things to check out and experience when you're here. Now, we want you to be here, and to win your way here, what you have to do is take this code word over to ctvottawa.ca, and because we want you to do this, escape is the code word today.
Okay, I have to ask both of you, the natural beauty there in Jamaica, can you describe that? I mean, it just looks absolutely gorgeous. But you know what? I'll ask you that question in a second here. I think we got some video that we got to show here. Roll tape.
Yeah, what you're looking at right now is the stunning Sandals South Coast, as we've said, in the south coast of Jamaica. So you're getting a lot of mountainous views. We've always talked about how incredible the sunsets are here, but also the sunrise. And because of where we're situated, you're really able to experience both the sunset and the sunrises. We're seeing a lot of couples that head out to the beach every single night. Have you done that with your wife, to go check out the sunrise or the sunsets?
I have not done a lot of romantic stuff with my wife. We've been focusing on the food because it is an all-inclusive resort, but the beaches, they are beautiful, white sand beaches, and possibly the clearest water you could possibly find on planet Earth. It's amazing here.
Okay, clear water, white sand beaches. So the natural beauty there is just spectacular, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. We can't wait for you to experience it yourselves. Winning a trip here is really winning a trip to paradise.
Ashley and Gord, continue to have a blast. We'll check back in with you tomorrow. Thank you.
Bye, Rosie.
See you, Rosie.
Bye. Get ready for an incredible dream experience. You could be right there at Sandals South Coast in beautiful White House, Jamaica. We are giving away an all-inclusive trip for two. You just have to watch all week long for your daily code word, and the more you watch, the more chances you have to win this incredible getaway. Today's code word is escape. Head over to ctvottawa.ca right now and enter for your chance to win. With Sandals Resorts, get closer to the Caribbean. And don't forget, you can listen to Ashley and Gord on the Morning Pickup weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. on Ottawa's Pure Country 94. Coming up, today's Bennett Real Estate Rundown looks at 3 gorgeous townhomes on the market right now, and they're all for less than $700,000. We're going to show you those beautiful properties just ahead. We're going to take a live look right now through our Skycam on George Street. It is 7:28. You're watching CTV, Your Morning Ottawa. Good morning, Ottawa.
Dream big with Move 100. Now, dream $20,000 bigger. Starting next week, listen for your chance to win $20,000. Dream big, win bigger with Ottawa's Move 100.
Pure Country 94 wants to send you to Sandals South Coast in Jamaica. We're giving away an all-inclusive Caribbean vacation for two every weekday. Listen for your chance to win. Pure Country Passport with Sandals Resorts. Get closer to the Caribbean.
Welcome. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb, and it's always nice to check in with Ashley and Gord and see beautiful Jamaica, especially this morning when it's like a little cold here in Ottawa. Like we're dealing with these cooler temperatures. I'm like, I see them in their shorts and t-shirts outside just with that fresh, you know, easy breezy lifestyle with the ocean waves and the salty air.
And each and every day they're getting just a little bit more tan. Notice. We're going to check in with them tomorrow too, but we're going to get into our top story, which is a lot of people are very excited. The Toronto Blue Jays set the early tone in the Game 4 last night and didn't let up in a 5-2 victory that sealed the American League Division Series in 4 games and ended New York's season.
The 1-2 pitch. Got him! Jeff Hoffman strikes out Cody Bellinger, and the Blue Jays have done it.
CTV News reporter Sean Leathon joins us with more on last night's big win. And Sean, you know, people may be a little bit nervous from the previous game, but now Jays fans can rejoice.
They certainly can, and what a strong game last night, because I asked John Schneider, he made the decision to go with what they call a bullpen day, where they used, I think, 6, 7, maybe 8 pitchers last night, and he called it a team day. A lot of fans were scared at the idea of not having a dedicated starter, but how effective was that last night? The Blue Jays winning in business-like fashion, 5-2, and Jeff Hoffman with that final strikeout. That was a moment of elation for Blue Jays fans. Us in the press box last night, we had to keep it kind of quiet. We were pretty excited, and then we ran downstairs and got in the Jays clubhouse really quickly for what was a beer and champagne bath by many. It was such a party down there. The players absolutely having the time of their lives, and then getting to go out onto the field at Yankee Stadium with the players and their families getting to rejoice, and a few hundred Canadian fans that actually stuck around in the stands to cheer on the Blue Jays. It was amazing.
Yeah, you love to see that, and the celebrations looked so good online, and you could feel that energy coming through. Is the excitement just as much there for the next series, or how is the fans feeling after that win?
I mean, it only goes up and up, right? We haven't been to the ALCS since 2016, the Blue Jays losing to the Cleveland Guardians, as they're called now, in that series. And Blue Jays fans want it all. They want to go to the World Series. So they'll either face the Seattle Mariners or the Detroit Tigers coming up. We'll find out, because they have a decisive Game 5 coming up tomorrow. It's a short drive to Detroit. It's a long flight to Seattle. But they have to come here first, because the Blue Jays had the best record in the American League. Game 1 in the ALCS is this Sunday.
We'd love to hear that. Well, Sean, appreciate your time, and have a safe trip back, my friend.
Thank you.
Well, new development in the photo radar debate. The city is now halting all work to install new speed cameras as the premier moves to ban them. But councillors are not ready to let the program go and are fighting to keep them in school zones. Tim Tierney introducing a motion yesterday calling on the province to let them keep speed cameras in school zones. Here in Ottawa, local officials say of the 60 speed cameras that are up and operational around the city, only 10 of them would be considered outside of a school zone.
Is we want to work with the government. We think there's an opportunity to show that we're very different, we're very fiscally responsible on this, and we're using this program for what it's intended.
Mayor Mark Sutcliffe says he hopes the premier changes his mind, saying evidence shows that speed cameras are effective. The Ontario legislation would require municipalities to replace the cameras with large warning signs, flashing lights, and speed bumps. The motion at City Hall will be debated at the next council meeting on October 22nd.
In developing news from the Middle East, Israel and Hamas have both signed off on the first phase of a Gaza ceasefire. President Donald Trump announced on the truce on Truth Social, saying, "I'm very proud Israel and Hamas have both signed off on the first phase of our peace plan. This means that all of the hostages will be released very soon, and Israel will withdraw their troops to an agreed-upon line." The deal calls for Hamas to release all 20 living hostages in the coming days, while the Israeli military will begin a withdrawal from the majority of Gaza. While disagreements remain, both sides are optimistic this agreement could lead to an end to the war.
Meanwhile, Global Affairs Canada is calling for the release of 6 Canadians who were detained by Israel after trying to deliver aid to Gaza.
We are the 6 Canadian citizens aboard the Conscience. If you are seeing this video, we've been attacked at sea and abducted by the Israeli forces.
The activists were on board a flotilla intercepted by Israeli forces yesterday morning, just a little over 200 kilometers off the coast of Gaza. They were carrying food and medical supplies to the war-torn region. 2 of the activists are from Toronto, 1 a doctor from Montreal, and 3 others are from Newfoundland and Labrador. Ottawa police say a 32-year-old man is now facing charges in connection with an alleged hate-motivated assault. The man is being accused of approaching a woman wearing a hijab at a gas station in the 3000 block of Carling Avenue Tuesday morning. He allegedly shouted hateful slurs and assaulted her. Police say the victim and suspect were not known to each other. No other details on the victim's injuries were provided.
After some health challenges in recent weeks and social media posts from her sister that prompted even more concern, Dolly Parton assured fans that she is okay.
I know lately Everybody thinks that I am sicker than I am. Do I look sick to you? I'm working hard here. Anyway, I wanted to put everybody's mind at ease, those of you that seem to be real concerned, which I appreciate. And I appreciate...
Definitely good news that we all want to hear.
Yeah.
The 79-year-old said that she took a break from filming commercials to record that message. She had said that she had neglected her own health during her late husband's illness, but she's receiving treatment and she's not ready to die yet.
Good. She recently canceled a number of performances and revealed she was dealing with health issues related to a kidney stone.
And as you were saying yesterday, Rosie, you know, for Dolly to pause any sort of show, like she had to be down in the dumps, and the kidney stones are no joke with everything else that she has to do. So it's nice that she come out in Dolly fashion.
Yeah, let us know that she's doing okay and she's not ready to die yet. I like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. But I'm also glad she's taking time for herself and her health because 100%. It's so important.
Yep.
For us in the forecast this morning, it is a cool start to your day and temperatures continue to drop in some areas, sitting at -2 now out in the valley. It's still 0 in Kingston, -3 in Brockville, 2 for us here in the city. So it is a cool start across the region. Temperatures not so fun. If you are just heading outside, you'll definitely feel that brisk, cool air. Nice and clear though, so at least we're seeing sunshine to kick off your morning and into the afternoon. More of that sunshine on the way. Temperatures today slightly below the norm, so we're warming up to a high only of 12 degrees later on this afternoon. Same within Cornwall, Kemptville, 11 for your daytime high in Pembroke today, as well as in Petawawa. Only 9 degrees for a daytime high in Tremblant, so we're definitely dealing more fall-like conditions as we head into your afternoon. For recess, the sunshine will be shining all morning long into your afternoon, but recess throughout the morning hours quite cool, so hopefully you have pants on today and a long sleeve shirt. You'll definitely need it. Even into the afternoon, still cooler conditions, but nice and sunny with a daytime high today of only 12 degrees. Over the next couple of days, conditions will warm up, but overnight lows tonight dropping to -1, so it is a cool overnight for us. Likely could see a frost advisory issued later on this afternoon. Over the next couple of days, warming up, and the weekend is looking beautiful. Lots of sunshine on the way for your long weekend and highs of 19.
And as we take a look at the roads on your Thursday morning commute, now we're entering that time. It is 7:38 this morning, so we do have some buildup eastbound on the 417 between the 416 split and Bronson. We're also seeing some slowdowns heading west on the Queensway, starting at Walkley until Parkdale. The 174 seeing some delays as well between 10th line and the 417. And it is a little crispy out there this morning, so if you're just getting in your cars, you still might have a little frost on the windshield. So just make sure that we got those cleared away. But the good news, the sun is shining, just a little cold out there, but the seat heaters and maybe the air and the AC is turned off and the warming is turned on.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
Well, it is time for the Bennett Real Estate Rundown, and today's rundown is showing us 3 great townhomes, all under $700,000. Taylor Bennett is here from the Bennett Property Shop to show us more. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
And a townhouse really makes a great home for so many different people.
It really, really does. It's Ottawa has a disproportional amount of townhouses per capita that we have here, and they come in all different varieties. You have condo townhouses, you have regular townhouses without any condo fees, you have 2-story, 3-story, you have bungalow townhouses. So a whole bunch of different variety out there, and they can suit first-time home buyers, young families, investors are looking to rent them out as well too. Even downsizers are now considering them, moving from their larger 4-bedroom homes into their townhouse varieties. So they appeal to just about everybody out there, all different varieties, all found out throughout the city. So we've got 3 of them here to review today.
Amazing. So our first stop, we're heading over to Orleans.
Yes, over to the east side of the city here in Orleans, and this is a beautiful end-unit townhouse. Now, one of the things you might notice initially is the garage is kind of pulled up to the front, which gives you more square footage on the inside of the house here. And of course, being an end unit, you have only a neighbor on the one side. And you probably saw that for that first photo, we had floor-to-ceiling windows here. This property was architecturally designed by Barry Hoban, who is a pretty famous architect here in Ottawa. And you can really see some of his telltale signs inside there. Beautiful, stunning kitchen.
Look at these finishings into the kitchen. Gorgeous.
Absolutely. And a kitchen you typically would find in a larger home. It's a much more suitable kitchen to that. Very good sized bedrooms, a lovely sized bathroom, tons of counter space and cabinetry space. A finished lower level with a walkout, which is pretty unique.
Yes, I could see the back windows gorgeous.
Absolutely. And then up here you can see what you'll be walking out to. There's the balcony upstairs, and then down below is where the walkout is. And you can see there you can be barbecuing all year long if you'd like to. Have a nice covered area there. Very low maintenance backyard. And again, just the one neighbor on the one side. And it's a beautiful property for $699,900.
Wow, and what a gorgeous neighborhood, and the way it's all laid out. Like, you almost feel like you're in country living in Orleans.
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit more tranquility there, a little less busy, of course, but you are in Orleans, so if you do need to go grocery shopping, got to go to schools, whatever they might be, very, very close by.
All the amenities are there. Okay,
Absolutely.
next up we're moving to Barrhaven.
Yes, this one here. So this is a three-story variety, as you can tell here. This one's listed for $649,900 on the newer end of things. And of course, on the lower level, you've got a little bit of an office or a den, and you have a walkout area. On the second level is where you're going to find your kitchen, and it's a very, very open concept living there. You can see the floor to ceiling, but it's not too crammed, where you can have on one side your dining room, which we're looking at right now. The other side was the living room area. And of course, if you've got little ones running around, you want to keep an eye on them. And right across the street, we've got an open area park. So your kids
beautiful.
Can run right out there, blow off some steam before dinner, and come back in if they want to.
You can see them from the window as well.
Exactly, and you can call them back in from that balcony. Hey, come back in, kids.
Flash the lights, means you need to come home.
Exactly, exactly. So very, very family-oriented neighborhood. Three-story property, a lot of square footage that's on there, and all the bedrooms will be on upper level. And the list price for that one is $649,900.
Incredible. Okay, we have one more Barrhaven home that we want to show you.
Yes, and this one here is listed for $550,000. Now, the exterior might think it's a little bit of an older property. Maybe I don't want to have a look at it, but don't let the exterior deceive you.
True.
The interior is absolutely stunning. Got a beautiful, beautiful kitchen there with that two-tone color. The wood countertops that you see in there. It's fully been updated on that end, of course, as you can see. And then as you go through the property here, nice open concept main level. But of course, you have a little bit more secluded rooms, being a little bit of an older townhouse instead of open style, a little bit more square footage, so you have a little bit more of your designated dining room, living room, and kitchen instead of big one open layout there.
You can see it's really well maintained, though, which is nice.
Absolutely, of course. Being an older home, don't let that deceive you. People can update things. In fact, I prefer older homes, to be honest.
Yeah.
Some of the older homes I've owned have had fewer problems than some of the newer homes. So
nice character, a big backyard as well.
Huge backyard, sitting on about 110-foot wide lot, or a deep lot rather. So you have a nice big backyard, great for the kids to enjoy, and fully fenced. So if you've got any furry ones or kids you don't want to escape, great backyard you have there.
Which is great. So don't judge a book by its cover, right? Because you may look on the outside, but the inside looks very modern, very new, very clean, very updated.
Absolutely, and you can't really beat the price of $550,000. The average price right now in Ottawa is around $700,000. So a great deal there. Great starter home. Investors, it would be easy to carry that per month, or young first-time home buyers. It's a great first house to take on, especially if you've got little ones running around.
And that backyard, so much you could do with that as well.
For sure, absolutely.
Huge backyard.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us today.
Absolutely.
We truly appreciate it. And don't forget, you can listen to Marnie Bennett on CFRA every Saturday at 1 p.m. Will.
Well, coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, we will be talking with the president and CEO of the Ottawa Humane Society to check in on the status of the organization and the help needed from the community. We got kittens and puppies on the way. We're going to take a peek through our Centennial Glass sky cam, and the sun is shining, but don't let it fool you. It is chilly out there, only reaching maybe 12 degrees this afternoon, and a frost advisory likely to come into effect as we drop beneath that freezing mark tonight. Stay with us. It's 7:43 on your Thursday morning. Welcome back, everybody. Well, in a time where everything is costing a little bit more, organizations like the Ottawa Humane Society continue to see the ripple effects on an already difficult time. To tell us more about how we can help is the president and CEO of the Humane Society, Sharon Miko. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you? Thanks for having us today.
I'm great, of course. And you say us, so we have to first introduce. Who do we got with us this morning?
We have Sunny. Sunny is about 4-ish months old and came into our care as a stray dog a couple of months ago with a broken leg.
Oh, and Sunny, we're so happy that you got up extra early for us this morning, because she said she's not used to getting up that early.
No.
I think it's really important that we let our viewers know, what is the state of the Ottawa Humane Society right now? Because over the last couple of years, it's been a real struggle, and with everything going on right now, there's no change.
Not a lot of change, and in fact, we've got over 500 animals in our care right now, which is up about 10% after this over this time last year. So we're seeing a lot more animals coming in, a lot from owners who just aren't able to care for them right now, given the current economy. And Sunny's a great example. She came in as a stray dog, so we don't really know what happened. She had a broken leg. She needed an orthopedic surgery.
Aww.
Yeah. So yeah. She's had a lot of care. We don't know. Could be that an owner just couldn't afford to care for her and abandoned her. But anyway, she's a pretty lucky girl where she is.
Yeah, and you say 500 animals. For the organization, is that typically on the higher end that you've seen, or what's that number compared to the usual amounts?
It is definitely the higher end for this time of year. We've certainly had times where we've had more, but we've had an influx recently. Just a couple of weeks ago, we had about 19 kittens come in at once. And we've had days with over 50 animals at a time being admitted. So it's pretty dire right now. And certainly we're so thankful for what we can do with our community support.
Yeah, and we've got some of the photos of the kittens that are up there.
Yeah, that's right.
So many kittens up for adoption.
Yeah.
And a big part of what you guys are trying to do is get help from the community, and you just had a very successful event with the Wiggle Waggle.
Yes, we did, yeah.
Can you talk about how important it is to have that support from everybody at a time like this?
Well, a lot of people don't realize we're not a government-funded organization. We rely on donors for everything that we do. And of course, right now, we're in a little bit of a pickle with the Canada Post strike. That's hitting us hard. Like a lot of charities, we made moves to move toward digital fundraising, but there are a lot of people in our community, they like to get our newsletter, they like to write a check, and that's how they support us. So right now that's hitting us quite hard at a time that we've got a lot of animals coming into our care.
And you talk about ways that the community can help out. Are there any other ways that they can come and support the Ottawa Humane Society at this time with volunteering, which I know is huge?
Yes.
Any other ways that they can help?
Certainly volunteering, donating is a really big thing, and adopting as well. So anybody who's looking to adopt an animal, we've got a lot of animals. Certainly Sunny would be in a home before you know it, but we've got so many other animals looking for homes. But volunteering's huge. We've got hundreds of volunteers who volunteer in different capacities for the organization. Right now, what's going to help us most is donating, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? I know that over the years, a lot of the staff is the one fostering some of the animals when you guys get overrun.
Yes.
So trying to alleviate some of that stress off your staff to help out. But again, we really appreciate your time this morning.
Great.
Hopefully we can get some support from the community to help out their little animals like Sunny. Thanks,
That's
Sharon.
right. Thank you very much.
Rosie, over to you.
Absolutely adorable. Okay, your morning just got a whole lot richer. We are giving away $20,000, and it is now time for today's code word. Imagine what you can do with an extra 20 grand, a dream vacation, home renovations, paying off bills. Oh, the possibilities are endless. Today's code word is relax. Head to the contest page on ctvottawa.ca or scan the QR code on your screen. Enter the code word RELAX along with your info for your chance to win CTV Your Morning Ottawa's $20,000 giveaway. Make sure to watch us tomorrow for a brand new code word. Good luck. Okay, we are going to be right back with your milestone celebrations after this short break. You're watching CTV Your Morning Ottawa. It's Thursday. Good morning.
It's time for your milestone celebrations for today on October 9th. And we are going to start off with a happy second birthday. This is going out to Rory. Oh my goodness, Rory, you are cute. Love from Mama, Dad, Nana, Grandpa, Grandma, Grandpa, Uncle Victor, Aunt Michelle, Uncle Alex, and Auntie Taylor. Looking dapper, Rory. And we also have a set of twins turning 2. We have Kava and Kala. This is with lots of love from Mommy, Keon, Kylo, Mama Cece, Baba Yaya, Kama Jane, and all of your aunts, uncles, and cousins. How adorable. I love this photo. So sweet. We have a happy 10th birthday to Dimitri, sending you lots of love from Mom, Dad, Emma, Sophia, Papu, and Yaya. And of course, if you have a milestone, celebrate it with us. Send your birthday announcements. This is for kids turning 13 years old and younger. We also know birthdays for those 100 years and more, and wedding anniversaries for those celebrating 50 years or more. All you have to do, email us your Morning Ottawa milestones at ctv.ca, and be sure to get your announcement on the air. To CTV Your Morning, Lazy Boy Lounge we'll tell you about a benefit concert coming up in aid of neurodiverse children wishing to attend a forest school in the Ottawa region. Featuring Ottawa's own Tuck. We'll get the details coming up next. Here's a live look through our sky cam this morning. A bright sunny start to your day, but it is cool out there, sitting at only 2 degrees.
It's Thursday, October 9th.
The 1-2 pitch. Got him! Jeff Hoffman strikes out Cody Bellinger, and the Blue Jays have done it.
The Jays are on their way to the ALCS for the first time in nearly a decade after knocking out the Yankees last night.
And the puck drops on the Ottawa Senators season tonight as fans are hopeful for another playoff push.
What if I run away tomorrow?
And local singer-songwriter Talk headlines an upcoming benefit concert. We'll tell you more in just a few minutes. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Good morning, welcome. I'm Rosie Edda.
Already at that 8 o'clock hour, I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
We are so glad to have you on the show and to have you in and watching the show, and glad that the weather, although it's not going to be as warm, it's going to be sunnier.
The good news is it's warm into the weekend. So for those, having to work today, the weekend is looking beautiful. Lots of beautiful outdoor activities planned because the weather is going to be gorgeous, and agree with us.
Yeah, so if you get through today, you can get through the weekend as those temperatures warm up, but you're going to keep the sunshine with us.
That's right.
Which is something that we always want, and something that we will definitely want, Rosie, is the top story for today.
There you go. All right, for the first time in nearly a decade, the Toronto Blue Jays will be advancing to the American League Championship Series after a massive victory knocking out the New York Yankees.
The 1-2 pitch. Got him! Jeff Hoffman strikes out Cody Bellinger, and the Blue Jays have done it.
The Jays started strong and carried that momentum, knocking off the New York Yankees with a 5-2 win. The fan base can now celebrate a long-awaited Blue Jays playoff series win. The Jays' next opponent, the winner of the Detroit-Seattle series. Here in Ottawa, the Jays fans are overjoyed. Lots of happy folks. That was the scene right here at the Senate in the Byward Market.
New development in the photo radar debate. The city is now halting all work to install new speed cameras as the premier moves to ban them altogether. But councillors are not ready to let the program go and are fighting to keep them in school zones. Tim Tierney introducing a motion yesterday calling on the province to let them keep speed cameras in those school zones. Here in Ottawa, local officials say of the 60 speed cameras that are up and operational around the city, only 10 of them would be considered outside of the school zone.
Is we want to work with the government. We think there's an opportunity to show that we're very different, we're very fiscally responsible on this, and we're using this program for what it's intended.
Mayor Mark Sutcliffe says that he hopes the premier changes his mind, saying evidence shows that speed cameras are effective. The Ontario legislation would require municipalities to replace the cameras with large warning signs, flashing lights, and speed bumps. The motion at City Hall will be debated at the next council meeting, which takes place on October 22nd.
In developing news from the Middle East, Israel and Hamas have both signed off on the first phase of a Gaza ceasefire. President Donald Trump made an announcement on Truth Social saying, "I'm very proud Israel and Hamas have both signed off on the first phase of our peace plan. This means that all of the hostages will be released very soon and Israel will withdraw their troops to an agreed upon line." The deal calls for Hamas to release all 20 living hostages in the coming days, while the Israeli military will begin a withdrawal from the majority of Gaza. While disagreements remain, both sides are optimistic this agreement could lead to an end to the war.
Meanwhile, Global Affairs Canada is calling for the release of 6 Canadians who were detained by Israel after trying to deliver aid to Gaza.
We are the 6 Canadian citizens aboard the Conscience. If you are seeing this video, we've been attacked at sea and abducted by the Israeli forces.
The activists were on board a flotilla intercepted by Israeli forces yesterday morning, a little over 200 kilometers off the coast of Gaza. They were carrying food and medical supplies to the war-torn region. 2 of the activists are from Toronto, 1 a doctor from Montreal, and 3 others are from Newfoundland and Labrador. The Pembroke Regional Hospital is warning patients that a shortage of physicians could mean longer wait times at the ER ahead of Thanksgiving weekend. According to hospital officials, the shortage would impact patients coming in either today or tomorrow. If it isn't urgent, residents in the area are being encouraged to call the virtual health line instead of going in. This is the 3rd time in a month that a notice like this has gone out.
Francine the cat is back at home after a wild adventure.
Francine lives at a Lowe's store in Virginia. However, she went missing after hitching a ride on a truck, which ended up at another store in North Carolina. She usually spends time at the customer service desk or in the seasonal area.
I think they've got a new mascot. But with the seasonal area being turned over for the fall, they think she ended up getting comfortable in the wrong spot. Things are all good now, and she has been returned to the store, and the employee of the month is officially back.
Oh, my goodness.
Just wants the cuddles and the little scratches, that's all.
Big adventure. And it looks like Francine the cat is now wearing an air tag. I saw in her harness, it looked like a little air tag, so now they can track where she goes. So probably after that long adventure, they're like, we're not letting you out of our sight anymore. We're air tagging you.
The
life of the cat.
Yeah, and usually you maybe send the GM to each location, make sure the stores are doing well. Yeah. We're going to send the feline just to give a little bit of love to each place and get that perspective.
Why not?
Well, if you walk your cat, it's a bit cold for that this morning. You do, you walk your cat. Yeah. Temperatures this morning a little bit cooler than we'd like them to be, but the good news is the sun is shining. We are sitting at 2 degrees here in the city, -1 now in the valley, so temperatures still fluctuating slightly. This morning, 0 in Kingston, -2 in Brockville. So yes, I'm now saying that there are temperatures in the region below that freezing mark. Nice and sunny if you are just waking up, and we will see that sunshine throughout the day ahead, but temperatures today slightly below the norm. So we would like them a little bit warmer than what we're sitting, but hey, the weekend is looking fantastic. Sunny skies today, a high of only 12 degrees, so normal's around 14. 12 as well in Cornwall, Brockville, and down in Kemptville. 11 out in the valley for today. 12 in Kittigan-Zibi for your daytime high. We'll take the sunshine, though, and we will see that as we head into the long weekend. Those overnight lows colder tonight than it was last night, dropping down to -1. So likely we will see a frost advisory being issued late this afternoon for our overnight lows tonight. Even tomorrow, hovering around that freezing mark with an overnight low of 1. We will slowly warm up, and as we head into the weekend, almost approaching 20 degrees with highs of 19 Saturday into Sunday. It's looking warm next week, but a little bit wet. On your roads this morning, here's a live look at your time saver traffic, and volume is still quite heavy. We are seeing slowdowns if you are heading eastbound on the 417. It is heavy from Richmond right through into the downtown core. Westbound, of course, the split in past Saint Laurent is also a little slow this morning. Well, still ahead.
What if I run away tomorrow?
We will tell you about a benefit concert in aid of neurodiverse children wishing to attend a forest school in the Ottawa region, featuring Ottawa's own Talk. We'll have that conversation coming up just ahead. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass sky cam this morning. It is bright, it is sunny, it is beautiful, but yes, it is cool. Don't be fooled by that sunshine. Sitting at only 2 degrees to start off your day.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could win $20,000. For your chance to win, watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa, weekday mornings 6 to 9.
Ottawa's first ever Rock the Wild benefit concert is coming up, and here with the details this morning, we want to welcome Cindy Beauchamp. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
We're so excited to have you here and talk about this fantastic event. Can you tell us and give us more details about Rock the Wild?
Well, sure. I guess I have to go back to a time when I retired.
Yeah.
And I knew that I wanted to give back to kids.
Okay.
I knew that I wanted to give back to kids with neurodivergent attributes.
Yeah.
And to children that were equity denied.
Okay.
And so I knew that over my 43 years in elementary schools that children that are neurodiverse struggle. Struggle in the regular classroom, they struggle on the schoolyard. And so that was kind of where I was coming from.
Okay.
And then I discovered Forest Schools.
Yeah. Can you tell us a bit more about the Forest Schools, because it's such a unique program and so important as well?
Yeah, for sure. So I visited 5 Forest Schools in the Ottawa-Outaouais region, and I knew at that moment that what they were about aligned really well with the needs of those children. It's a natural environment, it's peaceful. Children get to kind of decide on what their day might look like. There are no bells, few transitions, no desks, no screens.
Learning. I mean, look at them. They're sitting on the ground learning. How important is that? It's absolutely beautiful.
And it's really hard to put in words, really, because when you're there, the atmosphere is very unique. There's a calmness about everybody. There's a gentleness, and it just really, really resonated with me.
It almost looks like summer camp, right? A little bit? Like it's kind of that beautiful outdoor environment, and there's a lot of learning involved.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so tell us more about the concert itself.
So, backtrack. When I had the idea of doing, of including Forest Schools in a project, I called my son Nick, and my son Ben, told them about Forest Schools, and told them about the idea of maybe having a benefit concert.
Yeah.
And they thought it was really cool, and they said that they would jump in and help.
I love that. So who else will be performing besides Talk? So headlining is Talk.
Amazing local artists. Emma Lamontagne, Rita Paisler, and our house band, Amos Transparent.
Incredible. So really great musical acts. How can people get tickets to the show?
And I forgot to say, Elvira Kurt is our host. Like, she's a well-known comedian.
Wonderful.
And my son Ben will be the director. Tickets on November 7th. The show is at Centrepoint Theatre, and you can get tickets on our website, rockthewild.ca, or through Centrepoint.
And so not only do you get to see this amazing concert, you're helping, these schools in need as well as some funding.
And so the main thing is that those schools, as wonderful as they are not funded by the government.
Right.
And so parents are the only source of income to fund the schools. And it's not for everybody. Not everybody can afford that. And so that's where I wanted to help. I wanted to help subsidize for equity denied children, and I wanted to be able to offer additional money for those schools to hire part-time staff for the children that need that extra support.
It's so kind of you and so incredible the work you've done to help those in need. So we really appreciate you coming on here. And again, tickets available on the website. It's going to be November 7th at Centrepoint Theatre.
That's right.
Amazing. Well, thank you, Cindy, for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. You can head to the website online for more information. Of course, grab those tickets. Will.
Thanks, Melissa. Well, your morning Ottawa just got a whole lot richer, because guess what? We are giving away that $20,000, and it is time for today's code word. Imagine what you could do with that extra $20,000. Our friends from Pure Country are down enjoying some sunshine on the beaches at an all-inclusive Sandals resort. Maybe you want to join them. $20,000, you can go maybe twice. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word, it's relax. So head over to the contest page at ctvottawa.ca or scan that QR code on the right side of your screen. Enter the code word RELAX with your information for your chance to win CTV Your Morning Ottawa's $20,000 giveaway. Tomorrow, the last day this week, we will have a code word, so make sure you tune in because you need to do it each and every day. Good luck to everybody. Well, get ready to welcome the magic of autumn at this weekend's fall market. This year's event promises a delightful celebration of the season, bringing together all local artisans, delicious seasonal treats, and a vibrant community atmosphere. We have a lot to look forward to, including food, hats, drinks, everything you could possibly need on your Thursday. We are taking a peek through our Skycam on George Street. Don't let that sun fool you. It is crispy out there. We are reaching double digits this afternoon, and the sun is shining, but make sure you bundle up. We are creeping up to 8:20 on your Thursday. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Fall for Merrickville is the 8th annual Market and Fall Festival this Saturday. Conditions are looking very nice. It's just outside the charming Victorian Village. Joining us today is Aaron Kurgan to tell us a little bit more. And we also have 3 beautiful vendors that I'm very excited to get to. Good morning to you. Good morning. So 8th annual, congratulations.
Thank you.
7 successes so far as we creep up to the 8th. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect, because it is such a perfect time of year to have this.
It's true. It is the quintessential fall market. We've got 100 handmade artisans that come. We've got a petting zoo, hay wagon rides. There are performances all day long. The Capital Cowgirls drill team come. We have a magic show, live bands. It's just fabulous.
And the colors are amazing. You know, Melissa's forecast, we're going to be above 15 degrees with plenty of sunshine. And before we get to the vendors, can you talk about what it means to them? Because it is so wonderful. And you were talking, sometimes these are the biggest sales that they have, and the community just loves supporting.
It's true. We have 100 handmade artisans on site, so that's 100 small businesses. The event itself also supports the Merrickville Fair, which they do a pancake breakfast in the morning. We've got several food trucks that are on site. This is so big to support local and to really support the economy here in Canada.
Oh, it's so wonderful. Okay, let's get to our vendors. So we got 3. Renelle, we're starting with you. You've got a beautiful display here. Tell me a little bit about your company and what you've brought us with today.
So I'm Renella Rock. I am the owner and milliner of Queen Bee Millinery, which is in the heart of Perth, and I can't wait to take part of the fair this year. Last year, my husband and I attended, and it was magical. So I have some beautiful, one-of-a-kind, handmade hats, halos, some berets as well, some great little headbands. So there'll be seasonal hats ready, very functional, yeah, perfect for fall and winter. And if you're a Downton Abbey fan, that's your style right there. So yeah, a little bit of everything for everyone.
And there are massive Downton Abbey fans, especially in this building, so I'm sure that they've already had their eyes on this hat. You know, from a customer last year and now heading in as a vendor this year, what sparked you to be involved in this year for the first time?
It was the atmosphere. It was the energy of the event. I took a rare Saturday off and went with my husband, and there was a vibe. It was so amazing. Everybody's so happy to be there, so friendly, and amazing products. Like, it's a great spot to shop for Christmas. You know, you get everything beforehand and tuck it away. So yeah, I'm so excited to be part of it.
I love that. And as my mother says, it's never too early to start thinking about Christmas because you can get some great things at this time. All right, Michael, you know, as we're shopping, we might get a little thirsty, and that's where you step in. So what do we got here? And tell us a little bit about your company.
So I'm Michael Gray, and I own Gather Brewery and Glassworks. So we're Canada's first glass blowing studio and brewery. So we'll be at the market with our pumpkins that we make all by hand, and we'll also be there with our beer.
Can you tell me what goes into making these pumpkins? Because I'm as just looking at them aesthetically, I want to know the process, how you've made these, because they are so cool and very unique.
They're really neat, yeah. So these are all done with like an optic mold, so we get the nice ribbing on the outside so it kind of looks like a pumpkin. And then the really fun thing with the pumpkins is when we're finishing off the stem, and we kind of plunge this big piece of glass on and then pull it out and wrap it around a stick to get this beautiful little curl. And we actually do workshops right now where you can come in, you can make your own pumpkin, which is really fun.
Amazing. What came up with the idea for pumpkins? Is it just this time of year? Do you know, you get some Christmas Christmas trees involved too, or is it just you love this time of year?
We love this time of the year. Yeah, no, this is pumpkin season for us. We have them like a little bit in the gallery over the summer and stuff, but we make a lot of pumpkins this time of year. People love them.
Unreal. And tell me a little about the selection that we've got up front here. And we'll give you, I can't go down to one because that's not fair. So give me your top 2 favorites after we go through the flavors.
Well, we've got like our hazy IPA that we do a lot of. People love it. It's called the Glass Blowers IPA. We've got a caramel stout that we actually did with pickle and myrrh with her caramels in it. So that's releasing tomorrow. And then we've got like our lager and blonde, but a nice selection of beer. Yeah.
And if you had to choose one for this time of year, which one are you going with?
Probably the caramel stout.
Oh, nice.
Perfect for the fall season.
So we've got our fashion set up. You know, we're feeling a little thirsty. We've got that. But now there's something else, and we're a little hungry. How are you, Tamara?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Tell us a little bit about what you do and what you've brought up today.
Yeah, so my husband and I own Valley Sausage Co. So make sausage. My husband's a butcher. I'm a dietitian, so I try to add some nutrition into sausage where we can. So today I brought 2 kinds that we'll be serving at Fall for Merrickville. The apple onion sage here, so that has a bunch of apples and onions into the pork, so a little bit healthier.
Yeah.
And then we top that with an apple jam, a Dijon and crispy onion, and then we have our smoked Polish sausage topped with sauerkraut, mustard, and crispy onions. So these are 2 of our best sellers, especially during the fall.
And talk about gut health, getting the sauerkraut in there too with the sausage. How do you come up with the flavors? Because the sausages, you know, they can have such amazing flavors. So do you and your husband go like, what do we want to vibe with? Or is it something you try yourself and then you go, we're going to do this?
Yeah, I mean, oftentimes we'll just eat something and then get inspired, and then we both have like culinary background, so we'll just try it out, and usually works out. We have probably done about 30, 40 different kinds over the years. Yeah, so we'll have those to eat. We'll also start the morning with breakfast sandwiches featuring our breakfast sausage, an egg patty, of course, on an English muffin. And then we'll have some frozen goods as well. So we have our breakfast patties, a few different kinds of sausage, and then our sausage rolls are a huge seller during the fall and winter season, so we'll have those as well. It's our debut for the year of our sausage rolls.
Amazing. Well, there was a game that I used to play with my siblings. It was called Cubbies. All right, so I was the baby of the family and I always lost. So what I'm gonna have you guys do is, at your leisure, you pick one item from each, and I wanna see which one you guys pick. So go amongst yourselves, pick one from your vendors. Which hat's he going with? Oh, nice choice, Michael. Very nice. We're going with that pumpkin, and oh, we love it. Good choices. And then, okay, I guess we'll take all of the food. I am Meat Man on the show, so everything worked out perfectly. Thank you guys, and good luck on Saturday. It's going to be such a wonderful event. And again, the weather looks amazing. Fall for Merrickville is a perfect time of year. Thanks for joining us this morning, guys.
Thank you.
Well, coming up, we get a taste of the harvest party. That's all about great food, good vibes, and giving back to the community. Our guests are standing by in the Your Morning Ottawa Delorier kitchen, and it looks tasty. Stay with us. I got some food to eat. We will be right back.
I'm Rosie Edda.
Happy Thursday, everybody. I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb, and all smiles today. It's been such a great Thursday. So many wonderful guests, and we have more coming up, too.
Loving it. We got to get to today's top stories. First off, for the first time in nearly a decade, the Toronto Blue Jays will be advancing to the American League Championship Series after a massive victory, knocking out the New York Yankees.
The 1-2 pitch. Got him! Jeff Hoffman strikes out Cody Bellinger, and the Blue Jays have done it.
The Jays started strong and carried that momentum, knocking off the New York Yankees with a 5-2 win. The fan base can now celebrate a long-awaited Blue Jays playoff series win. The Jays' next opponent, the winner of the Detroit-Seattle series. Here in Ottawa, Jays fans are overjoyed. There you go, some happy folks. That was the scene at the Senate right here in the Byward Market.
New development in the photo radar debate. The city is now halting all work to install new speed cameras as the premier moves to ban them altogether. But councillors are not ready to let the program go just yet and are fighting to keep them in school zones. Tim Tierney introducing a motion yesterday calling on the province to let them keep speed cameras in those school zones. Here in Ottawa, local officials say of the 60 speed cameras up and operational around the city, only 10 of them would be considered outside of a school zone.
Is we want to work with the government. We think there's an opportunity to show that we're very different, we're very fiscally responsible on this, and we're using this program for what it's intended.
Mayor Mark Sutcliffe says he hopes the Premier changes his mind, saying evidence shows that speed cameras are effective. The Ontario legislation would require municipalities to replace the cameras with large warning signs, flashing lights, and speed bumps. The motion at City Hall will be debated at the next council meeting, which is on October 22nd.
In developing news from the Middle East, Israel and Hamas have both signed on the first phase of a Gaza ceasefire. President Donald Trump announced the truce on Truth Social, saying, "I'm very proud Israel and Hamas have both signed off on the first phase of our peace plan. This means that all of the hostages will be released very soon, and Israel will withdraw their troops to an agreed-upon line." The deal calls for Hamas to release all 20 living hostages in the coming days, while the Israeli military will begin a withdrawal from the majority of Gaza. While disagreements remain, both sides are optimistic this agreement could lead to an end to the war.
Meanwhile, Global Affairs Canada is calling for the release of 6 Canadians who were detained by Israel after trying to deliver an aid to Gaza.
We are the 6 Canadian citizens aboard the Conscience. If you are seeing this video, we've been attacked at sea and abducted by the Israeli forces.
The activists were on board a flotilla intercepted by Israeli forces yesterday morning, a little over 200 kilometers off the coast of Gaza. They were carrying food and medical supplies to the war-torn region. 2 of the activists are from Toronto, 1 a doctor from Montreal, and 3 others are from Newfoundland and Labrador. Ottawa police say a 32-year-old man is now facing charges in connection with an alleged hate-motivated assault. The man is being accused of approaching a woman wearing a hijab at a gas station in the 3000 block of Carling Avenue Tuesday morning. He allegedly shouted hateful slurs and assaulted her. Police say the victim and suspect were not known to each other. No other details on the victim's injuries were provided.
The puck drops on the Ottawa Senators season tonight as fans hope for another playoff push. The Senators are hoping for continued success on the ice this season after making the playoffs for the first time in 8 years last season. The Senators take on the Tampa Bay Lightning tonight and will be on home ice to take on the Nashville Predators in a Thanksgiving matinee at the Canadian Tire Center.
The Pembroke Regional Hospital is warning patients that a shortage of physicians could mean longer wait times at the ER ahead of Thanksgiving. According to hospital officials, the shortage would impact patients coming in either today or tomorrow. If it isn't urgent, residents in the area are being encouraged to call the virtual health line instead. This is the 3rd time in a month a notice like this has gone out.
A robotics team from Laurentian University in Sudbury is getting recognition on the world stage and here at home for a job well done.
I'm so proud with the students, all of them. They chipping times, weekends times, hours into making this happen.
Robo-Parks and Snowbots won 9 medals at a competition in South Korea last month. The event included 40 teams from around the world.
And since they've returned home, they've also been singled out by their MPP, receiving a legislative scroll to formally recognize their accomplishments.
Bravo!
Amazing work.
Cool.
Nicely done.
Very interesting.
And back in my neck of the woods, when I left here,
Yeah.
originally, I went to Sudbury and spent 4 years with CTV News Northern Ontario. So nice to see the roots come by. They do amazing work up there too.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So cool. And look at those innovations, right? What will they think of next? And I heard the word snow, and I'm like, you know what? We're getting closer to that in our forecast as well.
And as we take a look up to those northern areas, yes, they would get a little bit colder and more snow earlier.
Snowbots, that word snow. Not in our forecast, thankfully, just yet. However, we have the word frost in our forecast. Temps sitting at 4 degrees, so we have warmed up a little bit this morning. We were sitting at 2, then we went to 4. We're kind of fluctuating early this morning. Nice and clear out there, so lots of sunshine on the way this morning into your afternoon. It will be a gorgeous sunny day in the capital for us. However, a little bit cooler, a little bit below the norm of our daytime highs today. A high of only 12 degrees later on this afternoon. Average is around 14, so just slightly below that. 11 in Pembroke, 10 in Bancroft, as well as in Trenton, 12 today. Kingston and along the Seaway, 11 in Pembroke Petawawa, 12 in Kittaginsaby for your daytime high. So over the next couple of days, warmer conditions, but yes, frost in the forecast tonight. We could see a frost advisory in effect. Temperatures, they originally were supposed to drop to -1. Now we've actually have an update. It's supposed to drop to -2 overnight. So likely we'll see that frost advisory being issued late this afternoon. Tomorrow, 15 is the high. So at least the afternoons are warm and nice and sunny, but those overnight lows over the next couple of nights quite cool. Into our weekend forecast, 19 is your daytime high. Lots of sunshine into the weekend. Gorgeous weather on the way for Thanksgiving weekend. As we head into next week, it'll stay warm. However, it is looking a little bit wet from Monday and through the middle of the work week.
Weather brought to you by Yeggendorf Rashid. Experience, knowledge, and a commitment to excellence.
On your roads this morning, here's a live look at your time saver traffic, and we are seeing heavy volume this morning on your roads. There is a collision on 417 at Bronson that has had the right-hand lane shut down and is causing major delays. We also have buildup on the eastbound 417 between Moody and Bronson. Kitchie-Zippy-Meekin Parkway moving slow heading east. Carling is moving pretty well this morning. Also slowdowns heading west at the Queensway starting at Hunt Club and through Parkdale, but major collision on the westbound 417 at Bronson that is causing the right-hand lane and shutdown, causing major delays. That's what we're seeing. You can see emergency crews are on scene this morning.
Yeah, here we go indeed. This is going to be so much fun. Urban Fresh Organics is inviting the community to a Farm to Fork Fall Harvest celebration. This is going to be wonderful. I have to welcome Paula Whitlock and Risa Solomon to our show. The aroma is absolutely just so inviting. We'll talk about what you've got for us in just a minute here, but let's talk about the event here. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's so nice to be here again on
It's
a different
great to
account.
have you.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us about this event.
Well, Urban Fresh Organics is my husband's kind of baby that was birthed and now has turned into a family endeavor. And so we have 3 sons that we're, growing on this land. And we want to make sure that this is not just for us, this is for, everyone. And we, of course, thank our ancestors that harvested and kind of curated the land before we were there. And now that we are here, it's really important that we start to build what does our community look like now at this stage and phase of our life with almost 4, 2, and a 3-month-old. And we just look forward to kind of growing and building our community. And we get to do it at SIP 1757 Woodruff Avenue. So we're really excited to invite people to the Farm to Fork dinner with Chef Risa cooking. And it's going to be a really great time to just enjoy the harvest.
You're giving back.
Yes, absolutely.
This is wonderful and celebrating. Urban Fresh Organics began, I believe, when I first moved here about 5, 6 years ago.
That's right.
Right.
So he was at a community farm before.
That's wonderful.
And we just, this is our first season farming on Woodruff. So it's been a great time so far. So we figured we might as well celebrate this year.
The harvest. This is tis the season. Absolutely. Risa, what do you have for us here, and how are you going to be participating?
Well, I'm really excited to be joining Paula and Chadwick as their guest chef for the Farm to Fork dinner. And this is one of the dishes that we're going to be serving, which is a squash and sweet potato soup. And it's made with the beautiful squash from the farm. It's one of our favorite dishes for the season. And this one is vegan, and we're going to be serving it with a coconut roast bake, which is Trinidadian type of usually breakfast brunch bread.
Is it kind of sweet?
It has a little bit of a hint of sweetness. We're serving it with a spicy maple butter, which definitely has sweetness. So these are actually all vegan components.
All vegan. Okay, and for folks coming out, I mean, how can they get in touch, or how can they get some more information?
So on Eventbrite is where you can find the tickets. So you can head over to our website, urbanfreshorganics365.com, and you can check out the link there. You can also just put in Farm to Fork Urban Fresh Organics on Google, and you will find us. And you can also contact us directly at 365diversehorticulture@gmail.com. And another way is a phone number, which is 613-355 1562. Might have to watch the replay for that. That's fine.
Okay, that's
But,
fine.
there's many ways that you can contact us, whether it's directly or whether it's through online.
Oh, you know I'm reaching for this.
Oh,
right?
yes, I know you are.
Can
I knew you were, Rosie.
Oh
Please
my
do.
goodness. Okay, so I think that thank you so much for making the vegan, and I feel like you've done it especially for me. But at the event itself, all kinds of
vegan options
what do you have?
for
Vegan
every single
options?
course. Absolutely, yes. We're going to be doing some roasted veggies, featuring the farm, fresh vegetables, some coconut rice and peas. We have a lovely dessert that we've collaborated on, which is
finally decided.
Sorrel poached apple crisp.
Oh my goodness. So just culinary delights up and down, sweet, savory,
absolutely,
something really for everyone. And it's all about
will be there.
It's all about giving back, which I think is so wonderful. Congratulations, Urban Fresh Organics. You can follow them as well on Instagram. Got gorgeous shots of all the wonderful produce. It makes you just salivate when you watch and look at it. And it's a story of success right here in Ottawa.
Yes.
Really wonderful. Thank you so much to you both for coming by here, Risa and Pauline. You're going to have a great time kicking up a storm, no doubt about it.
Absolutely.
Hey, Paula, thank you so much
You're
again.
very welcome.
Risa, thank
we
you
hope
so
to
much.
see families come out in the
Happy
city.
holidays. Happy harvest.
Yeah, happy harvest. Absolutely. Thank you so much again.
you.
Now, if you know of a great chef or a restaurant you think we can feature on Your Morning Kitchen, let us know. Your Morning Ottawa at ctv.ca. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous shot outside. Live shot through our Centennial Glass Skycam. Sun coming out. Looks like it's going to be a pretty beautiful day, but a little bit cooler than we've experienced over the past few days. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa.
CTV and TSN 1200 want you to be the Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week. Your team could win $1,000 for new equipment, tournament fees, or an incredible team party.
Shoot us a quick video, upload it at ctvottawa.ca. Whether it's hockey, ringette, choir, band, or any team in between. Each week, the winning team will join us live in studio at CTV Ottawa at 6 to claim their prize.
Enter today for your chance to be Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
If you want to get into the spooky spirit with your family this long weekend, you totally can in Westboro. Look for the 5 spooky friends hiding in and around the shops and windows along Richmond Road from Island Park to Golden Avenue, and take pictures when you see them. Once you have all 5, submit them on Instagram using hashtag WickedlyWestboro to be entered into a draw for your chance to win one of 10 prizes. And if you want to get outside this weekend, try the Maple Leaf March. This is a non-competitive walking event that promotes recreational fitness while showcasing all of Ottawa's best monuments, memorials, landmarks, and lots more. All routes start and end at the Royal Canadian Legion Montgomery branch. You can register online to reserve your spot. Another great one to check out this weekend is the Showgirl Market at the Greeley Good Market Space on Bank Street. This is one for the Swifties and features all things Taylor while also supporting Chio. Live music, dozens of local vendors, and lots of fun. I'll see you there. As usual, lots more to do this weekend in Ottawa. For the full list and all the details, check ctvottawa.ca/weekenders. For the iHeartRadio Weekenders, I'm Tanea Taylor. Have a great one.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
For World Sight Day, Specsavers is releasing results from its national survey, which measured the attitudes of Canadians towards eye exams and barriers to seeing an optometrist. Specsavers Clinical Services Director Naomi Barber joins us to share the results of this survey. Good morning to you, Naomi.
Hi, Melissa. Thanks for having me.
So excited to have you here today. Can you tell us about the purpose of the Canada Eye Care Report for 2025?
Yeah. So we're on a mission at Specsavers to reduce avoidable blindness caused by undiagnosed eye disease. And really the first step is to ensure that Canadians are aware of the importance of routine eye exams. So that really was the purpose of digging into the research and understanding attitudes, perceptions and barriers that really are truly affecting Canadians right now.
Can you tell us some more of the key findings from the report and what Canadians maybe surprised you or interest you to learn about?
There was so much that came out of the report, but I'll share a couple of really interesting findings. The first was that 1/3 of the respondents in this survey and in the report are overdue for their eye exam, and that affected seniors, it affected kids, and it also affects adults. So that was something quite significant. We also found through the survey that over half of respondents said that cost was a significant barrier in terms of them considering eye exams, and that really speaks to confusion around eye exam coverage, both from private health insurance and also provincial insurance. So there's a lot there we can do to clarify cost to help people overcome that barrier. Another really big one, and this is probably the biggest key message for everybody out there, is that so many people, in fact 42% of respondents said, if I had a problem with my vision, I think I would know about it. And that just simply isn't true. So much of sight-threatening conditions of the eye actually present with very little in the way of symptoms as they progress. And so it really is imperative that people see an optometrist for a comprehensive eye exam with OCT 3D scans to ensure that their eye health is thoroughly checked and we can detect eye conditions early and prevent sight loss in that way.
And can you share more about optical coherence tomography and why it's a key test during an eye exam?
Yes, first of all, well done. Beautifully pronounced. Optical coherence tomography. Yes, this is a 3D eye scan. And essentially what this does is give optometrists really detailed information about the layers at the back of the eye. And what this allows optometrists to do is detect the earlier signs of conditions like glaucoma, macular degeneration, and diabetes as well present in the eye. So really critical, really advanced technology, and something that is the right arm of an optometrist in terms of their assessment for patients.
And what advice do you have for someone, you kind of touched on it earlier, who thinks, you know what, my eyesight is okay, I don't need an exam?
Yeah, it's a very common myth that exists, but we're here to bust that myth. So you won't know in many cases if there is something affecting your eyesight for the future. And this can occur, you know, in children, in healthy adults even, and certainly as we get a little older, our risk of progressive eye conditions increases. And so it's really important to see an optometrist to understand eye health in its totality and be equipped with the information you need to know for your eyes about the steps to take next. And routine eye exams with an optometrist are the only way to understand and protect your vision.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Naomi.
Thank you, Melissa. Great to be here.
And just a reminder, the information provided is for reference only. Please contact an optician or optometrist before making any decisions.
CTV Ottawa is your home for local news.
Katie Griffin, CTV News in the Byward Market.
Centertown.
Canada.
Stittsville. Bringing you local stories that matter the most to you.
Kimberly Fowler in Westboro.
Orleans. Barhaven.
From every corner of the community.
In the Glebe.
Manotick.
Merrickville.
Brockville. From the team you trust, we are CTV News, Ottawa.
Live, local, breaking news. CTV News, Ottawa.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to take a peek at what's coming up on the show tomorrow on your Friday. What was it, a fun Friday Vibe show? Juno Award winner Angelica Francois stops by and performs for us live. You do not want to miss that out. We're also going to check out this weekend's new movies with Mr. Hollywood. Always has the best choices. That's ahead of the long weekend, and we are talking turkey with the experts at Butterball. They will take your questions about cooking the bird tomorrow morning. And if it's anything like me, you will always have many questions because there's always fun tips and different things that people do to help ease out of the stress or to make that meal much better
That's
or
right.
flavorful.
And there's a whole controversy over if you cook the bird upside down or right side up, like which way you actually cook the bird. Because one year I made it and I realized halfway through, I'm like, oh, I'm prepping this the wrong way. I'm cooking this upside down. So I flipped it. And then someone actually messages like, no, you need to cook it that way. So last year I got the advice and now I forget which one it is. So
oh my gosh.
I need a refresher myself.
So we already have at least one question for them
Yes, yeah.
tomorrow.
Which way do you cook the bird? Upside down or right side up? I guess you could do it both ways depending on your preference, but there is a right way to do it. So I'm going to have to get reminded as to which way it is.
And that's important about the turkey. But also important is the stuffing.
Oh,
Folks are like, okay, now what's your approach to stuffing? So I want to hear about that as well, because I mean, here we are right around the corner here. We've got the long weekend and Thanksgiving, which is so much fun.
And stuffing is very different for everybody because I feel like no matter where you go, whether your families or different families, there's something different about the stuffing
It's true.
each and everywhere you go.
Mine's gluten-free, so it's definitely not as tasty as the regular stuff, but you know what? I'll take it. I'll take this forecast for the weekend as well. Check it out. Lots of sunshine Saturday and through Sunday. Monday could see a few scattered showers, but at least temperatures really warm in through the weekend and next week.
I mean, it doesn't get much better than that when you take a look at the weekend forecast.
That is all from us here at CTV Your Morning Ottawa. We'll see you right back here tomorrow morning. Take good care.